Cut all that hyperbole, guys.
Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami Fort Lauderdale presents the Neil
What
Rogers
station did they
Show.
call that one in
To talk to
hyperbole?
Neil, call 567-0560 toll free for Dade and Broward, or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Neil wakes me up in the morning. Neil wakes me up with a smile. Drinking my coffee, munching on my donut, with Singapore on the dial.
All right.
Morning to work in my world with a darling Neil. It's the day before on my dial. Oh, really? Neil, it's free.
Oh, God.
Neil, it's free.
You eat burritos and don't care. Got skid marks, underwear. Ooh, it makes you wanna cry. Don't know from where it came. Stomach cramps drive you insane. Ooh, it makes you wanna die. Ooh, should have bought some Tums. 'Cause now you've got to run. Diarrhea, it ain't fun to have ya standing in a restroom line, eating tacos, salsa and nachos. Too many spicy foods at once.
10:03 at 560 WQM. Happy Tuesday to you. Trump getting support in Miami, baby. Let's hear it for the Donald man. Donald Trump, who was considering making a run for the presidency, has expressed a strong dislike for Cuban President Fidel Castro. So that makes him a friend of the Miami-based Cuban-American National Foundation, the powerful anti-Castro lobbying group. CANF has invited Trump to visit Miami on Monday, where he'll hold a news conference and attend a reception. We don't like Castro. He be our man, baby. We like him pretty good. All right. So anyway, what is hyperbole? That Ira that called right toward the end of the worst team this morning, did you hear that? Did you hear it?
Uh-huh.
I heard it. And he said, well, you know, he was talking about Marino and Heward and all this other crap that keeps going on, because naturally in this town, they're very big on that, you know, putting everybody down no matter what they've done for them. And so he said, well, the hyperbole goes on. Hyperbole, the hyperbole goes on. Nice going, Ira. Ira's, well, a little off his feed these days, I guess, because he's here in South Florida. He doesn't want to show up the locals. By the way, there's some real desperate people over there in that Mac Arena. Wow. This thing with the first-team discount on the Panther tickets for tomorrow night. And all around the league, by the way, they're doing stuff like this, even in Montreal, where they'll be lucky to win 5 more games the rest of the season with their Little League team. They've been averaging 1,000 empty tickets a game, so they got a section that they're doing like 2-for-1s in that section, in those like upper nosebleeds in the Molson Center, just like they're doing in Tampa 2-for-1s, only they're doing it for the whole stadium, the whole arena. And now we got the first-team discount. We got all the hockey people on this show, right?
Uh-huh.
There you go. We'll get another 10 or 20 people in there tomorrow. Don't worry, Terry. I didn't hear the Terry Murray performance this morning with the worst team, but evidently he made quite a story there about Pavel Bure, and he said his thing is sticking right out straight to the side, and his finger too, his pinky. His pinky is sticking out straight to the side, kind of like in La Cage aux Folles. Remember when he picked up the teacup and his finger was sticking off to the side? What does that tell you about a guy like Pavel Bure and all those rumors from Vancouver that when he picks up the teacup, his finger sticks off to the side, like those fruitcakes in La Cage aux Folles? Huh? Maybe that's why he's so fragile. Maybe that might have something to do with it. But at any rate, Tuesday and Wednesday only, today and tomorrow, before the game tomorrow night, that is, would be a good idea. You can call 954, that's the Broward number, 835-PUCK, and you ask for the first team discount. $5.60 off on each ticket purchase for the Panthers Atlanta Thrashers game tomorrow night at the Mac Arena. Are we going to have a crowd there tomorrow?
No.
Are we going to pack that place tomorrow?
No.
Are they going to be packing it?
No.
F&A, baby. It's going to be desperate. Desperation. I have a feeling that we could do about 7,000 people tomorrow night. I mean, the attendance will say whatever the season ticket is. What is it, 12,000, 13,000, something like that? So that's what they'll say the attendance is because that's the way they do it. But I'm talking about actual asses in seats tomorrow night. And let me say it again. Kids are off from school on Thursday. There are absolutely no excuses, but you can't really chastise people too much anymore because you see this all over the sports world. Spectator sports as we used to know it. You know, the people, the families, the fans, the young people, the old people going to the ballpark. It's pretty much dying out. It's a dying breed. You see all these great new arenas, and I just mentioned this in passing again, John Henry. You see all these expensive new arenas that they built, these fancy places all over North America, in Los Angeles, in Boston, all over the place. And you watch on TV, you flip around on your little dish there, and you see these huge, huge chunks of empty seats all over the place. Yeah, no matter how many millions they spent. Washington, there's a good example. They built that brand new, what is theirs, the MCI Center? Is that what do they call that thing? They got, I don't know. It doesn't matter. What you call it is empty, is what you call it, because they're doing like 11,000, 12,000 people a game. So you can keep wasting the public's money, but the fact of it is, you price people out and they find other things to do, like bass fishing. Oh! There you go. You know, this story to me, this is so amazing. Thank you, Fat Boy. By the way, I knew you'd do something here sooner or later, before you leave. Fat Boy brings me this. I missed it. Barry Jackass in the Herald. That must be why I missed it. His name is on there. I have like an allergy. Oh, wait till I tell her about my eating binge, by the way. Oh, yeah. I had an eating binge yesterday that would make you hair grow on your rectum and any other part in your body. Stress eating. That's what it is. Stress. I have a book, by the way, called The Secrets of Serotonin. Well, you know, serotonin is like the pleasure centers of your brain, and you feel better when you go out and pig out on these refined carbohydrates like ice cream. Yeah, because we're addicted to these things, and, you know, and by the way, can you buy L-tryptophan in this country now, or is it still illegal? We'll find out from somebody, maybe. Because that's what you're supposed to take away those desires for those carbohydrates when you're under stress, when you're psychotic, as I was when I looked here yesterday. But we'll get back to that. Fishing ratings tie the Breeders' Cup rating. Oh, right. You people that were making fun of bass fishing yesterday, I hate to break the news to you. It's big. It's really big. Oh, and speaking of big, Joe Costello's getting bigger too big for his own britches. He is everywhere. Not only will he and the Bookster be doing an auto racing show, a NASCAR show, 6 to 10 p.m. on this station Friday night, but tonight he's going to be on TV on some Comcast cable thing. Where is it?
Comcast cable, which is Fort Lauderdale, Channel 3.
Channel 3 on Comcast cable in Fort Lauderdale. So all 17 of you people at pick up channel Comcast, whatever it is.
8 p.m.
At 8 p.m. tonight. There will be the lovely Joe Costello on there talking about auto racing, a real sport where occasionally somebody gets killed. That's the kind of sport we like. Yeah, or at least breaks a leg, breaks a pinky finger, takes it off to the side. And Pavel's doctor, by the way, was out sick. Had to cancel all his appointments. Isn't that the best? His doctor was out sick yesterday, Pavel. Yeah, canceled all his appointments, so the visit was rescheduled for today. I mean, what's the hurry, you know? There's no rush. Why would he want to come back? Yeah, he certainly ain't coming back tomorrow anyway, but even if he could, why would you want to come back in front of an empty arena? When he can come back Saturday night against Buffalo. Will he be back Saturday for the Sabre game? No. 9 minutes after 10 at 560 WQAM.
Oh, God, I got the fever for the flavor of shingles. I got the fever.
New low-fat shingles, now with a third less polydisaturated monoglutamate than that crap we were trying to sell you a few months ago. In fact, I can't even believe the FDA let us get away with all the unwholesome artery-clogging crap we're loading into our potato puffs. New low-fat shingles, lower in fat, higher in salt.
Consumer warning. Some ingredients may erode the colon, small intestine, lower abdominal wall, and are not biodegradable. All human waste matter resulting from consumption of this product must be disposed of using industrial-grade steel biohazard drums. Shingles potato chips are manufactured on the planet Krypton and are not recommended for humans.
10:14 at 560 WQM. Thanks to my good close personal friend Randy Gettinger in Fort Lauderdale. Thank you, Randy, whoever you are. Sends me a belated birthday gift. Better late than never, though. This is beautiful. It's an Austin sculpture of a hockey goalie. And it's just a heavy, it's a big, beautiful thing. Wow. Not any particular goalie, just a generic guy. Oh, God. That's a heavy goddamn thing. Thanks, Randy. God bless you, sir. You see, we got a few nice people in this town. Not too many. Just enough. I would say like, what, about 10? We got Sal Falcone with our Soleil water. We got Joe Rizzoli from Roth Office Supply. We got our folks that bring us all the free food, which we don't have time to mention all of them. And we got this guy here, Randy, good guy. We got the half a dozen people send me a birthday card. And other than that, they're pretty crappy here, you know? No, seriously, there are a few people that are very nice to you, and then you discover that most of the rest of the people don't give a crap about anybody but themselves. So I'll get into that thing about my eating binge yesterday and the reasons for it. Here's a mobile in West Palm. Hello.
Hey, Neil, I got a question or maybe an observation with this Pavel Berry. I'm just wondering, he played for Mike Keenan in Vancouver. Isn't that when his problem started in Vancouver? And I wonder if this baby attitude of his every other day getting a little injury had something to do with his not getting along with Keenan.
I don't know. We'll call up Mike and ask him, okay? Call up Mike Keenan. Put a call in. We'll ask him. Oh, he's shaving? Fishing ratings tie Breeders' Cup. Here we go. This, remember what I told you about vanilla ice cream? How many years have I been screaming about that? And see, people who disagree with me on whatever it is, they'll call in and say, well, a majority of the people believe, you know, as if that's going to impress me. Does it impress me?
No.
Not in the least. The majority of people are assholes. So what do I give a crap? The majority of people have got taste in their hookahs, okay? Oh, but vanilla ice cream is the most popular flavor in the world. Great, you eat the vanilla. I'll have the goddamn stuff that tastes. I'll have the Rocky Road and the fish food, okay? You can take your vanilla ice cream and,
Stick it up your ass.
Right. Might be kind of tasty. Bass fishing. I'm going to tell you something. I'd rather watch 18 holes of golf played by deaf, dumb, and blind people for 20 hours than watch bass fishing on television. See, this is just like golf. It's the same thing. Very same thing. Fishing, I grew up, my family was in the fishing tackle business on Canandaigua Lake. Fishing, we had a boat, used to go out fishing all the time. Get those treble hooks deep in the fish's throat, it's great. You know, and you're pulling, you're yanking, hey, what do you care? The thing is wiggling around, you don't care, it's great. Because we're humans and they're just pathetic little helpless fish. We're having a good time, attaboy. Yeah. What's wrong with getting that hook way down in the throat of the fish? I mean, it's kind of a nuisance. You just hope it gets it in the lip, you know, so you can pull it out real easy. But if not, you just pull and yank. What difference does that make, you know? But so it's fine if you want to do it. It's like golf. Go out and get some exercise. Go have 20 or 30 beers with the guys. Go have a good time. But to sit and watch somebody else do it? In the ratings surprise of the weekend, Fox's Bass Fishing Tournament Sunday produced the same big market rating as Saturday's Breeders' Cup on NBC. Although that should come as no surprise, because horse racing is generally a dead sport anyway, in spite of what some people on the station are trying to peddle to you. It's a dead sport. Oh, look at all the people we had at Gulfstream. Yeah, look at the 4,000 people you had at Calder again yesterday after all the hoopla wore off, okay? That's a big, big, big event. All the hype, all the hoopla, the top jockeys, the top trainers, the top horses. It's a once-a-year kind of a thing, and they have a big, big promotional thing that goes into putting that together, and they get all those people out there. They handle $93 million on it, and it's a big... And then the next day, it's right back to business as usual. I mean, anybody who wants to be honest, as much as I love harness racing, I mean, it's a dying sport. At least in the U.S., it's still going pretty strong up there in Canada, eh? They still draw a lot of money up there, but in the U.S., it's a dying sport. Thoroughbred racing, really a dying sport. You look at the attendance at Calder day in and day out, 3,200, 3,400. It's a joke. because the aficionados of horse racing and most pure mutuals are old. Old.
Oi!
They're a dying and vanishing breed. Old.
Oi!
And the people involved in horse racing have so little to promote and anything intelligent to get younger people involved. For example, who do they have out there again? Hauling Floats, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. All these burned out, washed out 60s and 70s groups that nobody ever in their right mind wants to see again. And they've been doing this at Gulfstream, Hialeah, Calder. They've been doing this for years. Does that bring young people out?
No.
No. Does it bring anybody out? Maybe 10 people. Who's going to go out to a racetrack to see Gary Puckett? If I'm thinking about going out there, I'll just say something that rhymes with Gary Puckett, and I just won't go. It's a dead sport. It's kind of like this show. Look at that again today. See? We're done. We're finished. But I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'll continue taking the money. No, seriously, I'll just continue taking the money. I understand that this town is fickle, just like you told me before about the Schwarzes and the Dan Marino. They all hate him like poison. No, I think we ought to find out today. Well, I mean, I'm sick and tired of hearing about him and Heward and Jimmy and all this other boring crap. It's terminal. But why do the Schwarzes hate Dan Marino? Are they jealous of his lips? Are they suspicious of him because they look at those strange Joker lips and they think, oh, well, maybe he got like some Martian blood in him or something like that? Because, dark people are very big into lips. That's the first thing they look at. We even had a guy in the Steelers named Louis Lips. Remember him? Yeah. Lips, very big. Eartha Kitt bit somebody on the lip. Black people into lips. Don't give me no lip, boy. But anyway, in 47 of the nation's largest markets, both telecasts, meaning the Fox's bass fishing and the Breeders' Cup, averaged a 2.5 overnight rating. Last year's Breeders' Cup had a 2.8 overnight rating. The fishing show, the first live event of its kind in a major non-cable network, produced a higher rating than Fox's National Hockey League package last season, 1.7.
Oh!
National ratings will be available Thursday. The rating came in the ballpark we expected, said Fox spokesman Lou Duramilio. We'll take a look at the project and see if there's anything in the future, he said. In Miami-Fort Lauderdale, thank God, the Breeders' Cup outrated the fishing 3.3 to 1.4. One local ratings point equals 14,000 and some odd homes. The fishing had its highest rating in St. Louis, 6.4. They had a 6.4 rating in St. Louis, the bass fishing show on Fox. The Breeders' Cup had its highest rating in Louisville, 4.4, but of course Louisville, Kentucky, Churchill Downs, Kentucky Derby, horse country, etc., and so on. So that makes a lot of sense. Bass fishing. Does this tell you how bored the American public is? They're bored crapless, man. Bass fishing. They outdrew by a wide margin. They had a 2.5. The NHL package on Fox had a 1.7. The world's most exciting sport. I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you on hockey. I know what a great sport it is. And most of you are going, oh, yeah, right, it's just, it's bullcrap.
Yeah.
Soccer on ice, whatever that one asshole says all the time. Yeah. And as far as your National Football League is concerned, last night, there's another classic example. I went to bed. It was halftime. It was 17-0 Dallas. One of the most ponderous. At halftime, Minnesota had minus 18 yards passing in the game because Jeff George got sacked twice. Minus 18 yards passing. I wake up this morning. I turn on the TV. There's the score. Minnesota 27, Dallas 17. They got a guy kicking field goals for Dallas who was 5 out of 11 going in. He missed 2. He made a third one that I saw just barely inside the upright. This guy couldn't have been kicking for a goddamn college team 15 years ago. He's in the National Football League now. It's crap. And we have all these people out calling in this radio station arguing back and forth with all their hyperbole. You're talking about crap. You're talking about caca. You want to elevate it to a level because you're so goddamn bored that, quite frankly, you'd probably rather watch bass fishing than watch some of these so-called NFL games. It's caca. It's garbage because it's diluted. It's watered down. It's watered down. Let me ask you this. If they played 82 games a season in the National Football League, like in hockey, they had 41 home games, how many people do you think they'd be drawing per game? Not that many, boys and girls, not that many. 8 lousy regular season home games. That's all they play. That's all they play. 8. And by the way, it was nip and tuck pretty late on that Sunday game, whether it was going to be televised or not, that Dolphin-Titan game, that Titanic struggle. That was nip and tuck for a team that's leading the league. So you can keep, it's like vanilla ice cream. You can keep telling yourself, oh, this is really great. It's crap. It's mediocrity. And this is how desperate the public is now. Bass fishing ties the Breeders' Cup. And even if you don't like horse racing, I mean, the Breeders' Cup is like it's a major event. It's a happening, It's the best horses in the world. There's millions of dollars at stake. It's pretty exciting. They present it pretty well, They make a big production out of it. You got Tom Dirk in there, makes every race exciting, the greatest race caller in the world. I mean, what do you want? No, we'd rather watch the bass fishing, okay? We want to see those fish wiggle around when they get caught, in writhe in pain. I mean, what would you want to watch it for? I guarantee you that not one person will call here today and admit. See, I could have put the period there. Not one person will call here today and admit to watching the bass fishing. Just remember I told you that. Not one. I better do the break because it's going to take me a long time to talk about my eating binge yesterday. And what did I tell you? The last thing I said when I was on my way out of here, what was I going to go get?
A Snickers bar.
King size Snickers bar. We're at the convenience store around the corner there, those illegal aliens. Very nice people, by the way, whatever third world country they're from. Very nice folks. Right next to Chuck's in the sub-center. Great folks. They got in one thing. It's real handy. Zip on in there. No problem at all. Candy, ice cream bars, all kinds of dreck. Whatever dreck you want, man, they got it. And that was only the beginning. 25 after 10 at 560 WQAM.
Gotta keep your shots straight here. In stores now, from the makers of Nicoderm, the creators of Wonder Bra and Fruit of the Loom underwear. It's a revolutionary new underwear for men that lifts, separates, pushes up, out, enlarges the bulge, minimizes friction and corrosion, and helps you quit smoking. It's Wonderwear for men. It makes me look more masculine, and I'm down to only 2 packs a day. Hey, the chicks are back.
I love mine so much, I haven't taken it off for a whole week.
I wear 2 pair at the same time, and my boyfriend Bruce, he just goes absolutely nuts. He's just totally bonkers.
I was a heavy smoker, so now I just wear 3 pairs of underwear, and I was able to quit cold turkey. Oh, and my girlfriend's convinced I'm hung like a T-Rex.
The all-new Wonderwear from Nicoderm, Wonder Bra, and Fruit of the Loom. And coming soon, the Viagra Derm Jock Strap.
10:30 at 560 WQAM. Here's the facts. It says, what do you think of this kid, Nomo Seltzev? Nomo Seltzev. Nomo rhymes with homo. Is that what that is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's just amazing. And Terry Murray, you wonder why you have to knock $5.60. You have to have a first-team special to try to get some asses in the seats for the Atlanta Thrashers tomorrow. I say if Gary Bettman could just keep expanding, we can get 60 teams by next year that nobody ever heard of. The Geneva Generals. Yeah, the Ishpeming Indians. What's wrong with that? The Wyandotte Wieners. Yeah, every town in America of 10,000 people or more can have a professional sports team. And then we'll all say, gee, how come there ain't interest in this? It's a great rivalry, huh? It's a really great rivalry. By the way, they're having a thing. Is it tonight they're having that piece on Channel 10, Sniff Your Way Thin? Boy, I sure hope so. I got to come up with something. I got to find some way. Yeah, Sniff Your Way Thin. They have these new things that you sniff. They smell like pizza. They're like, I don't know, like lipstick things. And you just roll them out. You just open them up a little bit and you sniff. Little pizza, little chocolate, something like that, whatever it might be. Sniff your way thin instead of eating. I left here yesterday after one of the worst, say one of the worst. There's so many. There's so many of these days. In fact, the only thing I think that keeps me going is when I think back, everything being relative, they're not really much worse than any other day when you come right down to it. Maybe just in terms of quantity. But in terms of quality, in fact, remember the guy called a couple of weeks ago and he said, "Hey, Neil, what do you consider a great call?" And my answer should have been, "I'll let you know when I get one." That would have been a good answer. What do you consider a good call? "I'll let you know when I get one, sir, if that happens this year." Well, we only got a month and a half to go. So after 4 hours of real psychosis, and you see, I'm one of those people that eats. I'm not a pig. I don't really pig out that much anymore in my life. I've had those days when I was gigantic. But I have that carbohydrate addiction, and boy, when I get stressed out, what do? I rush for the carbohydrates. This is an embarrassing story. But hey, I have no problem telling you because a lot of you can relate to it. Made my pit stop for my king-size Snickers bar, which, took me as far as the Turnpike, which is only like a mile and a half up the road, whatever it is. And I thought to myself, God, that was a good start, but now that's just, of course, that stimulates your appetite. The refined carbohydrates, that's how it works. Now I'm really starving. And so I get to my favorite mobile station in the world there, Flamingo and 595. And I go in there and I gas up. And of course, after finishing gassing up, I go inside. And I was going to get a fish stick, Ben & Jerry's fish food bar. But instead of the fish stick, I noticed now they got Cherry Garcia bars, Ben & Jerry's. And I said to myself, all right. And I got one of those. And of course, ate that completely before I got home, which is like another mile and a half up the road. Then about 6:30 last night, I'm sitting there watching Dan Rather, and I thought to myself, that was a good start, but I'm still very depressed, especially about that show yesterday. And usually the show at 2 o'clock, I walk out the door, makes no difference, but I was extraordinarily depressed. And so I ran over to Publix. Publix brand ice cream, by the way, is pretty good. Ever had Publix brand? Huh? No?
I don't eat a lot of ice cream. It'll make you fat.
Oh. How boring. So anyway, I went over to Publix and it's called Turtle Caramel Triple Fudge Explosion, whatever, something like that, chunk. There's always like a chunk at the end, Yeah, that's how it comes out too, in chunks. And half a gallon. Well, they only sell their stuff in half a gallons. And I would say, conservative estimate, there's still some in there. It's amazing because it's sickeningly sweet. One of those ice creams that's real sweet, real creamy. I would say conservatively I had a quart. Now this is coming just a few days after going to my doctor, which I mentioned yesterday, by the way. My cholesterol is higher than it's been in years, 255. My LDL cholesterol, which is the bad stuff, is higher than it's ever been, 190. And the HDL, which is the good cholesterol, is not good at all, only 38, which it was 40-something. It was never great, but 38's pretty weak. Like the bottom limit on that's like 35, so that's not too good, and the other one's real bad, and the overall is really, really bad. And I'm sitting there eating ice cream, shoveling it down my throat, because I knew that it would, appease the serotonin in my brain, would get like a real rush, whatever happens in there, and I would feel great. And you know what? I felt great. Yeah, that's right. I felt great. I was no longer depressed about this place. I was no longer psychotic. I didn't give a crap if anybody ever called again, which the way things are going lately, maybe they will, maybe they won't. I really don't care, okay? I'll take the money, thank you. Frustration eating. This is why so many Americans are fat. Stress eating. Stress. You don't ever stress eat? Now, you're a bad example, okay? You're a real bad example. You're like bizarre. Any Italian that don't know Linda Mari is Italian. I mean, what the hell, what am I asking him for? A stress eating binge, boys and girls. Of course, I took my medication. My blood sugar this morning, 159. A little too high, but not that bad. Not that bad. Not that great. Not that bad. Did I gain any weight on the scale? No. But I felt better. Do I have any regrets about going through that binge? No, I don't. No, I absolutely do not. Because it made me feel better. It's not going to kill me. It's not good for me. It's not going to kill me. But I mean, when you're sitting here and I'm thinking back, and it caused me to sit there last night, I'm thinking back over the 2 years I've been on this radio station. It's never been any different. It's just a question of quantity, not of quality. I come back after my 7-month hiatus that I got paid off by Paxson. Thank you, buddy, bud, you asshole. I come back after those 7 months, and we had the Cunanan thing right here, Gianni Versace. The whole town was up in arms about that. The FBI boxed it, the Beach Police. It was like an embarrassing episode in this town. I talked about that. I talked about Princess Di. All of that happened. So many things happened while I was away for those 7 months. And I came back and I talked about
all of these things.
That's right. And did I get any response on any of them? Any of them?
No.
No. None. None. So it's not any different now than it was then. And I'll give you a classic example. The best example of what this town is made of, what these people are all about, was the now infamous golf tournament, the OJ golf. No, seriously. I mean, the first day or two after I went ballistic about that, we had a couple of people calling in here who participated, who were connected with it. One guy said they walked out of there when they saw him. And then a few days ago when I was sitting here inquiring about, asking about the fees, the whole fees and all the other stuff, nothing. Zippity-doo-dah. And quite frankly, there was no real outrage from the audience about what went on there. It's like, oh, well, we don't care about that. In fact, we don't really care about any of the charity, whether it's Center One, Camilla's House. We don't care about that anyway. We want to buy your CDs because it's got the funny stuff on it, and we want to buy those buttons because they got, that stuff on it. But we don't really care about any of that. What did they get upset about? What did they care? What elicited a response? The day I came on here a couple of days ago and I said that golf is not a sport and that people who watch it have no life, are assholes. Then I got a lot of response from people trying to sell me on, golf requires that great hand-eye coordination, you know. And what a great sport it is. Tremendous, incensed people, very upset, very irate that I had the audacity. And just like the vanilla ice cream thing and like the bass fishing, telling me about, all these people who watch it, tremendous ratings it gets. I'm not impressed. It's like the tremendous ratings I get. What does that get me? I mean, a lot of money. Yeah, that's fine. That's great. I'll take the money, thank you. But does it give me any kind of a response?
No.
Does it give me an audience that's like, look at that phone right now. There's a couple of calls on there. That's not much. Nothing much going on. It's been this way forever and ever. This is a town where the people have nothing to say. Except a bunch of hyperbole. Oh yeah, Ira, that was good. Now the hyperbole continues. Well, what is that word again, Ira? Hyperbole. Hyperbole. Yeah, Wayne Hypinga's sponsoring that. That other goddamn bowl they got there at the stadium, they ain't going over too big. This year we're going to have the Hyperbole. With some girls teams playing in it. We'll pack about 2,300 in there for that. In fact, we ought to have like a major sporting event every day. 1,500 on Monday, 2,200 on Tuesday. Joe Rose is out there in the hallway telling me about the fastest growing sports in America. Arena football. Arena football is crap. It's a joke. But people are desperate. They're bored silly is what they are. They're bored to tears. So that's why people are busy watching bass fishing. Because it's titillating, it's exciting. Is it? Is it exciting? No, seriously, I want you to stop and tell me, what kind of a person would watch bass fishing on television, would watch somebody else fishing? And what difference does it make if it's bass fishing, trout fishing? What difference does it make what kind of a fish it is? Smallmouth bass, rainbow bass, largemouth bass. Well, what difference does it make? Striped bass? What difference does it make? If it's bass fishing or, in fact, if it's deep sea fishing, like if they're out there catching a big one, that might be, I wouldn't watch it, but I could understand maybe. Well, yeah, that's like a big deal. No, we're just out there catching little bass. Little baby bass that wheel around on the end of that treble hook that's way down there deep in their throat, 20 before 11 at QAM.
This is 560 QAM. Only one South Florida radio station has the hammer, and you're listening to it at Goldberg. Weekday afternoons at 2. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
QAM. Go yourself.
Wow, it's really hot out. This sucks.
Did someone say it's really hot out and this sucks?
Yeah.
Well, I've got just the thing for you.
Oh, gross.
It's the all-new Blow brand air conditioner.
Oh, man, what did you eat?
There's nothing like a sweet, cool breeze on a hot, blustery day, right?
Yeah. Could you stop doing that, please?
Well, Blow brand is the best.
Fine, back off.
Can you imagine just one more day of this hot stuff?
No.
Then pick up the phone and call Blow brand air conditioning today.
Oh, yuck. Here, you can breath me. Go away.
Blow brand air conditioning. Loud and annoying, but works great.
1046 at 560 WQM. We got one call on the board. I think I'm starting my vacation tomorrow. You know what? You got some tapes? Do we have some tapes in the thing over in the can?
I believe we do.
Yeah. I think I'll start tomorrow. Take like a week and a half. Sounds good.
Or I could, never mind.
You could do the show? I thought you were not going to be here tomorrow.
I would make arrangements.
Oh, you'd make arrangements to come in. In other words, you're not going to be here to run the board tomorrow, but if we were going to let you come in and do an auto racing show, well, what if it wouldn't be an auto racing show, just like any old show?
I would prefer it not be an auto racing show.
Oh, really? Joe Costello is doing the show tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, because nobody wants to talk to me anymore, so Joe's going to come on. You want to talk to Joe?
No.
Yeah, you will. It'll be great. Yeah, they want to talk to you. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. That Florida line at one with the 400 numbers, 877-785-NEIL. 785-6345. Like I said, it's just a matter of degree. It's never been any different. I mean, just the thing about Schwartz is, why do black people dislike Dan Marino so much? That should have gotten 50 calls on air, shouldn't it, right off the bat? Did we get a call? Yeah, one guy didn't hang on. One Schwarzer that was busy, I guess he had a crack deal going down or something like that. Didn't have time to hang on. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to know what the deal is with Miami. You know, I've been down here for a year, don't speak Spanish, and nobody even wants to hire me. I mean, what, all the Cubans take over or what?
Here's Davey. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, how are you doing?
Very slow.
Very slow.
Slow. You're on my only call, sir.
Oh, thank you.
You're the only person in South Florida after 23 and a half years that wants to speak to Neil Rogers. How do you like that?
That's great. I took the day off work today. I took the day off work today, Neil, so I can call you up. I have a question for you. Do you still have the Ebonics song?
Do I what?
You still have the Ebonics
song? Do I still have it? Yeah, I still have it.
Can I make a shameful request?
In other words, you don't want to talk to me either. You just want to make some stupid request. Is that it, sir?
Well, I just put on the show. I don't know what your topic's about today. I just took the day off of work.
Yeah.
So I called up. You said you had one call.
Yeah, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about a call. In other words, I have no calls. I have nobody that wants to talk about any of the things that I'm talking about, which goes back just like what I said before. After the 7 months I went away, and everybody's calling, oh, gee, you know, all the big stuff in the newspapers. God, welcome back. We're out of business, baby. We're out of business. There's nobody here who wants to play the game. So like I said, it's not only that, can you play something for me? Can you play that?
No.
No, of course not. It's a talk show. It's a radio show. Maybe they're all listening to music on Smegma. Yeah, they're all into that crap again, disco. Or maybe they're all listening to Phil's tapes again from the night before. Who knows what they're doing, but they sure as hell aren't here. The whole audience just decided to pick up and move. They want a new play toy. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about that ice cream I ate last night. I'm thinking to myself, you know, I could make a nice profit on that house. I think when I go home today, instead of getting a Snickers bar on the way home, I'm going to go out there and put a for sale sign out in front of my house. Does it have to be a realtor that puts a for sale sign, or can you, no? Yeah, you can just make up your own sign.
By owner.
There you go, by owner, one of our fine former sponsors. That's what I'll do. Here's a mobile in Margate. Hello.
Yeah, I want to defend hunting and fishing some. You're making fun of bass fishing.
Who said anything about hunting?
That's about the same stuff.
It is?
Well, look at you're making fun of fish with hooks in them. How about the Breeders' Cup? You think the hunters like to get whooped and kicked in the side?
Oh yeah, I see. And of course, they take them home and they fry them up for dinner too, don't they? At the end of the races.
No, they take them. They shoot them when they're not worth anything on the racetrack anymore. They grind them up and feed them to your dogs.
They shoot them when they're finished on the racetrack. Where'd you hear that?
Usually they'll have somebody just come in and break their leg when they can't make any money on them. Then they give them to the dogs.
Yeah, sure.
Well, which the analogy is right there.
No, it's not. They don't shoot horses when they can't race anymore, sir.
People come in and break their legs for the insurance policies on them.
I think maybe we'll come in and break your legs. How's that sound?
Is that a good way to bring your kid, bring him to the track and let him watch all the degenerates pick up the tickets off the ground?
No, I'd rather take him out there and stick a hook deep in the throat of a fish.
I would too. That's the way to at least you can bring your kid up and show him something.
Show him something. Show him how to kill a little fish there. You
bring yours when you do have one, when you stop fudge packing.
Yeah.
You can bring him to the track and show him the other degenerates.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, see you there. Okay. All the degenerates at the track. The good people, they go out there and stick a hook in a fish's throat. That's right. That's not what I was even talking about. This guy's all defensive about going out there and fishing. I just got through telling you, sir, my family was in the fish and tackle business. That's how we made our living, you jackass. What I'm talking about is people watching somebody else fishing on television, but you're too stupid to understand it, and you're too defensive. When people are defensive about their hobbies, about their pastimes, it's got to tell you that in the back of his mind, he's got a guilt trip in there. Because he knows that he's sticking a lure in there and then sticking that hook deep in a fish's throat, that defenseless goddamn fish that's just swimming around minding its own goddamn business, okay? That beautiful fish, all those colors like a rainbow trout. What a beautiful thing, huh? A creature of nature. A creature that nature invented. A creature that maybe God invented. This God that y'all believe in. And this guy's out there. Of course, he brought up the hunting part, too. He's probably out there shooting Bambi in his spare time on the weekend. But that's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about watching it. See, they aren't capable of responding because they're so emotional. They're hysterical. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil, I I totally agree with you on what you're saying about the fishing and everything. I mean, why should we take valuable time, watch on TV, you know, some redneck that doesn't even know how to spell his own name?
Right.
You know, I mean, and then we got...
next thing you know, we'll be watching Spartans that can't spell their own name playing football.
We've already done that with that Washington Redskin. What was his name? Charles Mann or whatever, you know? Dexter Manley. You know, and what about some of the sports? I mean, just like here in Miami, we've got kids that can't even take a book home to study.
Yeah.
And we got crooked politicians.
This guy's bringing up kids' rights. He's taking them out there fishing and sticking a hook down the fish's throat and showing them that's the way to do things. That's the way to live.
Yeah, I mean, well, what's better? Do that? You know, go to the horse track, do what? I mean, come on. I mean, quality time is what he decides to do with, but, you know, he doesn't have to say, well, you know, fishing is the way to go. Because, I mean, come on, I find fishing kind of boring. I mean... There you go. I mean, what?
Thank you, sir. I like this call. Thank you. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. I mean, horse racing is a beautiful sport to watch, okay? You don't have to gamble on it, especially when it's on television. You sit there at home, you watch it, it's exciting. There's great competition. The horses are running their brains out because they're running for a lot of money, so you don't have to any boat races. I'm sorry. But, I mean, that's just the way it is. And this guy's chastising all you degenerates out there at the track. Yeah, it's only bad people that go to the track, sir. Trust me. I go every Wednesday night or Thursday, whenever the hell I go to Pompano Park. Only us bad people go to the track. We're evil. It's only the good people that go out there hunting and fishing. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Oh, please don't leave. Our lives would fall apart.
Sir, you know, when people call and say that to me, I'm going to tell you, I just want to puke my guts out. What does that mean? Your life is going to fall apart?
No, not mine.
My life is going to fall apart.
I have never seen in South Florida a higher concentration of ignorant, stupid people in my entire life, Neil. I've never seen a collection of stupider people in my life.
I've been trying for 23 years to squeeze blood out of a turnip, and you know something? I still haven't got any out.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know if you had paid any attention to your spots. One of your spots was for Channel 10 News. They're talking about ceiling fans falling from the ceiling and killing people. These were things that we made jokes about.
That's a very important thing. Runaway ceiling fans, man. Don't just start knocking those runaway ceiling fans.
They're going to fall out of the ceiling? I'm going to kill you!
That's right there next to bass fishing.
Oh, my God. And, yeah, pretty soon
these people, you know, I sit here, I talk about the schools, about these people's kids, about the crappy schools, about no textbooks, about getting no lunch, and I get no response. And you want to know why? Because they don't care. I have a woman that called the other day last week, maybe you heard the call, who goes out of her way to tell me she doesn't have time to care. She doesn't care about people getting murdered. She doesn't care about kids getting murdered. She doesn't have time to care.
If these people care, this is the sort of thing that would be on Channel 10 News. Not some stupid ceiling fan falling from your ceiling and killing you.
Well, I'm going to be watching it.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
I got 2 ceiling fans. I'm going to start watching those very carefully now. Wish we had a ceiling fan in here. I think I'd turn it on just like a little Russian roulette exercise. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Our poll question today, why do why do Schwarzers hate Dan Marino like poison? Well, there must be a reason for it. I mean, somebody very reliable like Joe Costello told me before the show this morning that 9 out of 10 darkies hate Dan Marino like poison. They despise him. What is it? Are you jealous because he's a white guy? Is that what it is? And because only darkies are supposed to play football? Is that what that's all about? Yeah, I saw that black quarterback for Tennessee the other night, that McNair. Oh, my God, he couldn't play on a girls' team. He was so bad. Hey, guess what? That guy on the other team that you keep throwing to, that Sam Madison guy, he's got the other uniform color on, okay? He plays for the Dolphins, not for your team, okay? I know you keep throwing the ball right in his hands, including the one he returned for a touchdown, according to the Sun Sentinel, that he still hasn't returned for a touchdown. You see, you get mediocrity because this is a mediocre place. And it's just, and nobody other than me, I'm just a troublemaker. I keep you know. What the hell, why make trouble? Why not just sit back and accept it? 4 minutes before 11 at 560 WQAM.
Only one South Florida radio station has the hammer, and you're listening to it. At Goldberg, weekday afternoons at 2, Sports Radio 560 QAM.
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. you love Bill Bradley? Don't we need Bill Bradley?
Yes!
He's more than 6 feet tall. Plays pro basketball. Don't you love Bill Bradley? Yeah, we need him badly. He's gonna win the race. People love him 'cause he isn't Albert Gore. Did I mention that he isn't Albert Gore?
Yes.
He played for the Knicks. He doesn't bore us sick. Yeah, we love him 'cause he isn't Albert Gore. Not Al Gore. Not Al Gore. Not Al Gore. Yeah, he's not Al Gore. I'll say it one time more. We love Bill a lot. Mostly 'cause he's not boring Albert Gore. Well, don't you love Bill Bradley? Don't you love Bill Bradley?
It's 11:02 at 560 WQM. So anyway, here's another big feather in the cap for the Beasley Broadcasting people. A man who investigators say may have used his ties to a Fort Myers radio station to attract young girls is accused of raping a 14-year-old girl.
Oh!
The teenager's mother found the pair engaged in sex at his Fort Myers apartment, kicked in the front door, beat up the suspect, and left with her daughter. There you go. She kicked up the suspect, left with her daughter. How do you like that? The girl's mother found her daughter on top of Timothy David Allen. Isn't that a little unusual if a girl's going to get raped that she's on top? Isn't that a little bit unusual?
Uh-huh.
On Sunday night after peering through a side window next to his front door. She busted the door down. She went in there, kicked the crap, pulled her daughter off of him. He was a part-timer at our sister station over there, 770 QAM Junior over there in Fort Myers. Yeah, he was an intern at QAM for about a month in December, and then he went to work at the 99X, which is the Beasley FM station, WJPX. How do you like that, huh? Over there, it's in the fax. This is from our friend Joe over there on the West Coast. It says, we can't get employees in the paper with murders here, but we are a smaller market, so we have to stick with little things like rape, stuff like that. That's a good start, all you Beasleys over there. Oh! Good one. Yeah, they got a nice checkered past, that Beasley bunch, you know what? 5, 6, 7, we had just about every line lit up there before the news break, and of course these breaks are a tremendous help too. You notice how that's really helping the radio station? These long, ponderous commercial breaks, which everyone is like a newscast, that's helping. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Out of town line, 877-785-NEIL, 785-6345. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello. Hello. On the buzz line. Okay, line 7 ain't working now. That's good. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil. How we doing today?
Great.
Hey, Neil, I'd like to draw in a little common comparison between all sports, whether it be pool playing, fishing, gambling, what have you. The etiquette of the sport. Say someone steals your racing form, your favorite fishing pole, you know, your favorite cue stick. The thing is, everybody's going to feel the same thing when they affect your hobby. It's hitting below the belt, and I don't think there's a lot of etiquette out there anymore with some people. They don't appreciate. So you got to appreciate the true person that respects their individual sport.
Well, what does that got to do with watching people go fishing on television?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. It has nothing to do with watching people go fishing, but I know
that's what I was talking about.
Well, I know. What I'm saying is, the people out here, they're arguing between gamblers and fishing people or whatever. Watching fishing, hey, if that's what people works for people, other things work for other people.
You see, when they show, sir, you're talking double talk. When they show the Breeders' Cup on television, they're not showing people going to the windows, placing bets on the races. They're showing you the horse races. They're showing you the excitement. How many people would watch if instead of showing you the races, they just showed people gambling? They just showed people going to the windows. Yeah. Oh, look at that. This guy's going to the $50 window. He must be a real big plunger, huh? And here's a guy at the $100 window. And here's some schmuck at the whatever. Would anybody watch that?
No.
That's my point. I asked, here's the thing that's astonishing. Fishing ratings. People actually, they were making jokes about it the other day. And people are watching it. Bass fishing. And these people want to give me a song today. We don't have enough respect for other people's hobbies. Okay, whatever you say, pal. 567, here's our last call of the day for calls, and then, baby, I'm going to sit back and enjoy some of my favorite music. 567-0560, or Joe's going to come in here. I'll go in there and sit because you want to do the show. Joe's just dying to take over the show now. Yeah, he wants to plunge right in here. He sees this tremendous response. He knows that he can elicit a much better response here than I'm doing. We could bring a dead man in here. We could bring Imus in here. Sit him on a chair. I was channel serving yesterday morning. He wasn't talking to his brother. He was talking to his wife on the phone. Talking to his wife, asking how come she keeps talking to him from the other room when she knows he's deaf. The Pope and Don Imus, two dead men in a chair. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
I'm here.
Did you hear the encouraging news on the front page of the Herald yesterday about the affirmative action, that if it went to referendum, it would be by at least a 2-to-1 majority stricken down?
Yeah. It's in there today again.
I didn't read the Herald.
Well, this is in the Sun Sentinel. 2/3, and Buddy Nevins just finally discovered he read the Herald yesterday, so he put it in today. 2/3 would end affirmative action, right?
Well, it's excellent.
Affirmative action is a bunch of crap.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. This is excellent news. People are starting to wake up and get off this liberal crap.
Well, what do you mean get off this liberal crap? What does that mean?
Your first is done by the liberals.
By the liberals, by the evil liberals.
They're not evil, but it's one aspect that I don't like that they try to promote.
It's a bunch of bullcrap. It's unacceptable. If you got qualified for a job, you get it. If you're not qualified, go back, peddle hamburgers somewhere.
Exactly.
Amen.
Hello?
I'm here, sir.
Another thing I wanted to tell you, I went to Pizza Loft Blues. I hate that place.
Okay, thanks. 567-0560. He don't like liberals and he don't like Pizza Loft. Well, guess what? Jeff Cohen's a good liberal boy, okay? He's liberal. He likes to spread it around. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, 877-785-NEIL, 785-6345. Here's another genius for it. It's like yesterday. I'm listening to Hank driving home. The third caller is some young guy, probably the same guy. Sounded just like him. Oh, congratulations for embarrassing yourself for the second year in a row at the Breeders' Cup. Hank just gave out a $2,500 triple on Friday, one of the long shots they came in, nobody in their right mind would have bet on. And this guy's got to call in with a shot. These are the people who will call. The haters, the naysayers, the malcontents, those are the people that will call. Anybody that just wants to have a verbal intercourse, that's gone here in this town. That disappeared years ago. Doesn't exist. There's no such thing. Here's North Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. How much of your own money do you put into Center One?
$10,000.
That's what I thought. And you also, when you were doing something for the Camillus house, you also put $10,000 in that 2 years ago, didn't you?
Every year.
You know, very few people realize that. And I'd like to ask...
What's the difference? They don't care. Don't you understand?
Exactly.
They don't care.
People like Zoe and Mark Clayton. Mark Clayton was just on yesterday. I'd like to have somebody ask him how much money he brought in and how much money actually went into his own charity.
Yeah.
For his scholarship for his kids.
Listen, nobody cares about that golf tournament thing. That should have been the tip-off to me that I'm in the wrong place, okay? These people here, all I've been doing is babysitting them for 23 years. They don't care about any of the things that I'm involved in, any of the things that I talk about. All they care is that we make little sounds on the air that amuse them, you know, a little burping, a little farting, a little belching, and that's all they care about. This is la-la land, sir. There should have been such a hue and cry. I mean, this was one of the great scandals that I've ever been sucked into, was this goddamn charity golf tournament thing, and OJ getting brought in, and where did the money go, and the sales manager calling out of town to tell somebody he's got to take the fall for it because it was a fraud, and the audience doesn't care. They just don't care, sir, no matter what I do. I can sit here and scream louder and louder and louder. They don't care.
It's so ridiculous to see all these jocks that ask for money from you or for a foundation or a charity, and they never put their own money into it. And I'd like to make a little comment about George. He made a comment about Carmen Electra. You couldn't pay him $1 million to do her. You couldn't pay me $10 million to do her. She's such a disgusting pig.
Yeah.
And I don't want any tickets from you, even though I would kiss up to you. And I went to Specs and bought a $10 cassette from you, and I already have the cassette. I could care less about it. Neil, you're all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neil.
Okay. There you go. There's a guy sucking around a little bit, trying to make me feel better. Do I feel better?
No.
Well, I'm going to go out and eat ice cream again. How do you like that? I'm leaving right now, and I'm going to go out and get some goddamn fish food. I'm going to go and jump in a bathtub full of fish food. Look at this. 3 stinking calls I got here on the board because these things don't interest anybody, whatever I've been talking about here. Joe's coming in and doing the rest of the show. You want to talk about NASCAR? You want to talk about little cars that go round and round faster? Call Joe Costello, okay? There's a real man sport. And people actually get killed every now and then, too. 567-0560. Call and speak to Joe. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. That big out-of-town line, baby. Is that thing working?
No.
Nothing. 877-785-NEIL, 785-6345. Every single time I'm getting ready to go on vacation, without exception, the week or two before is like a living hell. Like, we're going to make you pay for it, baby. We're going to make you work overtime just to get one stinking call. Not that we're going to give you anything worthwhile, but just to make the phone ring. A town without pity. A town without Rahmanis. A town with a collective IQ of squat. It's 11 after 11 on the Joe Costello Show.
QAM drops the green flag with Motorsports Saturday. Saturday mornings at 6 with Joe Costello. Right here on Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Were you fudge packing?
Well, he's a Tallahassee Nazi who got the money from his daddy. And as I said, my little bratty. With an agenda that's crappy. Well, he's a Tallahassee Nazi, of FLA. Well, he's a presidential son who doesn't have to run. No one else is gonna win. He might as well just move right in. Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil. He has a golden spoon. He was born with a pizzazz. So look out, all you Jews. Get ready for the gas. He's a Tallahassee Nazi. He'll give our civil rights a whammy. Cause he's a Tallahassee Nazi. Love of FLA. Well, he's a very wealthy dude with very fascist views who never paid his dues. By next year, we'll all be screwed. Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil. Any schmuck could win that race against Buddy McKay. Why do you think they call it gubernatorial anyway? He's a Tallahassee Nazi. He'll make the KKK happy. Yeah, he's a Tallahassee Nazi. Love of FLA. Come on, let's two-step.
Several Florida Democrats back a touring Bush. How do you like that? That's the kind of Democrats we have here in Florida, okay? They're actually a throwback to the old Dixiecrats. I mean, it's almost the end of the goddamn century. What are you waiting for, okay? All you assholes. Where the hell are the goddamn names on this thing here already? Here, Lieutenant Governor Wayne Mixon, former governor for 3 days after Lawton bit the dust. Steve Uhlfelder, Tallahassee lawyer and former chairman of the State Board of Regents. And Jim Noggle, mayor of Fort Lauderdale. There you go. Jim Noggle, a mayor of Fort Lauderdale. Great Democrat. Backs Bush. Licks Bush. Really sad. Very, very sad. And you know, I come on here yesterday. Here's another perfect example. Talking about this Bush business and about what a dummy he is and a wise guy. Oh, well, this guy, some guy, and I think people respect a guy. Everybody's a guy. He's just a regular guy. An airhead, a bubblehead. Who knows nothing, who stands for nothing except a bunch of repressive crap. But the public likes him, baby, especially here in Florida. He's got 60% in the polls already. They like Bush. They know the name, Any name that's familiar they like here. They're into Bush. Any calls on that yesterday?
No.
No, none. Not a one. Oh, yeah, well, the general got elected. Well, no, actually it was a coup to get a general. Some guy, general, took over there. They only got nuclear weapons over there in India and Pakistan. We shouldn't be concerned about that. How would you expect somebody who wants to be president to know about something as meaningless as that? As Pakistan. And no, I wouldn't have known the name of any of the four people. And you know something? I'm not running for president. George E.W.
Yeah.
Perfect. And what he said yesterday was right. The American public says, oh, yeah, we like a guy like that. That's like us. Dumb. We like that. Just a regular guy snorted a little coke. He's dumb, just like us. They can relate to that. Just a C student, maybe a C minus, but they've goosed it up a little bit because Daddy had a lot of money. Just an average marginal student. Here's Plantation. Hello.
Hey, Neil G., how you doing?
Okay.
Speaking of C students and repressive crap, I'm flipping the dial the other day. Did you ever, well, I know you have, but did you ever watch this guy James Kennedy?
Sure.
Oh, my God.
The Nazi.
Sunday, he was after it, boy. He was talking about us versus them, and them and these guys, and what we did to Robert Bork, and oh my God, He is.
He's a full-fledged Nazi.
He's got to be. Speaking of a bushlicker, he's unbelievable. This guy. That's scary. It's scary to watch and see students in the crowd all like bowing down. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But,
why is it unbelievable?
Well, but I'm saying it's not unbelievable because obviously the 10%, the 10%ers are going to pay him his.
There you go.
His books and
records.
records.
Ever see that church, the Coral Ridge Presbyterian Church up there in Fort Lauderdale? Big, gigantic tribute to greed.
It's unbelievable what these guys do. They only need one of them, right?
They got an organ up there that's bigger than some people's homes.
They only need one of them.
They got a big organ. Okay, have a great day, sir. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's some good news, finally. Lawmakers from the House of Representatives and Senate Monday reached agreement on legislation to boost satellite TV services by allowing them to carry programming from local TV stations. You know what that means? Goodbye, cable. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe's on the cable tonight. Well, not yet, okay? After tonight, after the Joe Costello show on the Comcast at 8 o'clock, after this, you can make plans to say goodbye to your cable company because negotiators reached agreement after several last-minute changes were made at the behest of consumer groups and two major satellite firms, EchoStar Communications Corp. And Hughes Electronics Corp., DirecTV. Under the compromise reached Monday and expected to be approved by both the full House and Senate in just a few days, no problems, satellite TV firms will be allowed to carry local stations, but will be required to carry all stations in each market where they carry any stations within 2 years. The companies have said they will offer local channels in the top 50 to 60 U.S. markets given the capacity constraints of their spacecraft and their must-carry requirement. The legislation also included a loan guarantee program in an attempt to bring local programming to satellite subscribers in smaller markets. So that means that all your local channels will be there if you have the small dish on the satellite. So those people who worry about, well, you know, if I got the satellite, how do I get rid of my cable bill and still get the local stations? There's the answer. Goodbye, cable. Goodbye, all you cable people. With all your propaganda about how bad satellite is. Thank God for satellites, baby. Every time a bird, every time a pigeon flies over, the goddamn cable goes out. Does the satellite go out? Maybe if there's a severe rainstorm, the small dish, you know, he breaks up and goes out for a couple of minutes. Maybe once in a blue moon. The big dish, does it ever go out?
No.
Never goes out. Ever. Ever. Well, I mean, in May and October, you get some sunspots in a few places around, you know, for a few minutes here and there. But does it completely go out?
No.
No. So there's some good news for the consumers, finally, who are generally getting screwed by a government that loves monopolies unless it's Microsoft. Is that very, very soon your satellite people will be able to carry all your local channels, and it'll be goodbye to the cable. Thank God. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. That line 9, the bane of my existence. It's got to be just, you know, it's got to be just the phase of the moon, you know. Fort Myers, Naples, Sarasota, Palm Beach, all of these things. I even mentioned the story about the kid that used to work at our Beasley affiliate over there that got arrested for rape with that 14-year-old girl who the mother found on top of him. I understand. I realize that sounds a little bit unusual. Yeah. Well, that's what the story said. He wanted her to be comfortable, I guess. 567-0560, pound 560, and that line 9, that is a doornail line, 877-785-NEIL. 877-785-6345. Here's Boynton Beach. Hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil. Oh, this line again. Sorry, sir.
Sorry. Line 7 don't work. How about 4? No. I mean, how many times has this happened, Uncle Neil, that you sit here screaming and yelling and thinking your life is coming to an end, and the phone is effed up again? God damn it! God damn this mother scratching place! Jesus Christ and Joseph, this ain't a radio station. This is a popsicle stand. I'm sitting here berating the audience, having another nervous goddamn breakdown, getting ready to go out and force food down my puss and kill myself, get my cholesterol level up to 350, because we got a radio station with crap for equipment. Because I work for a bunch of cheap effing bastards that built $35 million. And by the way, you ought to see how our construction project's coming here on the 3rd floor with the wires hanging from the ceiling and the unpainted walls and the schmutz all over the place. It's lovely. And why is it like that? Because we're paying the contractor piecemeal, and the contractor is working piecemeal. But our phones are screwed up again big time. Big time. And we got a general manager that stands in here the other day and makes fun of the waffin down there that's billing $15 a year because they're doing a high school football game on a cell phone. And like I said the other day, I bet you at least their cell phone probably worked. They probably got their game on the air. Our phones, do they work?
No.
They're a piece of crap, as Kathy Lee would say, a piece of pure, unadulterated crap. I'm never, as long as I live, forget the day early last summer. George and I were down there on the second floor in our old crappy studios, unlike these newer crappy studios. We're sitting down there with our make-believe equipment. And I'm going through the whole routine. It's like that skit on SCTV about the talk show guy who's going through, we ought to kill puppies and babies, and they still can't get the phone to ring, and finally it rings, it's the wrong number. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm going hysterical. I'm screaming. I'm yelling. I got 73,000 different topics going. I'm carrying on. And finally it just dawned on me after about an hour and 15 minutes of this frustration. I reach over. I start punching up the lines. They're all dead. They're all dead. And by the way, the good news is our corporate engineer, what's his name again, that schmuck? Bob DeMuth. Yeah, he's running around the building again here today, and our phones are still screwed up. That's his area of expertise, I'm told, by the way. Is the phone system. Nice going, Bob DeMuth, okay? Why don't you go over there to goddamn Naples? Go back where you belong. Get out of here. You probably screwed them up. I'm sitting here having a nervous breakdown, and the goddamn phone is a piece of crap. Listen to that. That's line 4. Yeah. This isn't even Yom Kippur and they're blowing the shofar already. Listen to that. And then it goes out all by itself. You see that? You can't even keep it on. Woo! Rapes by the Beasleys, okay? That's the headline in the paper tomorrow. Neil Rogers with a real sword. He's been raped by the Beasleys. You guys suck, okay? You guys suck, you bite, you blow. There are little kids with erector sets with little make-believe radio stations and tiny little 2-watt transmitters that they bought at Radio Shack that have got better equipment than we got. It's just amazing, isn't it? It's amazing how you can work for people this dumb, who are taking in this much money and refuse. A refusal is not the act of a friend. Refuse to give us crap that works. They just refuse.
This is 560 QAM. Ed Kaplan knows the scores. Starting at 10 till the last game ends. Weeknight. QAM.
Get Bush. QAM is not a happy place.
No.
It's a goddamn crappy place where everybody hates the sight of your QAM is not a happy place. It's a sinking big disgrace. QAM is not a happy place. Jock worshippers who love OJ, backstabbing reprobates. Always great. It's a hot and smarmy place. QAM is not a happy place. A real depressing place. QAM is not a happy place.
It's 11:32. I'm pissed off that won't stay on here, you know what? Now we're getting some new and improved tones on line 4. I like it. Absolutely, positively unacceptable and unbelievable is this place. And they think that I make this stuff up. They really do. They think that I'm just, that Neil, he's just a malcontent, or he likes to do this because he gets everybody all whipped up. Yeah, I just make it up. I enjoy working in a place where nothing works, that we have the worst equipment that money can't buy. But we got line 9. We got a call from Naples. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, I was wondering, where's the 14-year-old learn to use the strap-on?
Uh-huh.
And why would he handcuff himself up?
Yeah.
Very odd. Very odd.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about that?
It's a Beasley thing, man.
Yeah?
That should answer everything you have to know. That line also didn't sound too good to me. That line sound any?
No.
No, it sounded a little screwed up. But at least he called her in that line 9 from Naples. Did he have anything to say? No, but nonetheless. 5670560. I'm sitting here with 2 wires and a tin can. Yeah, with string and 2 Campbell soup cans. Does the audience care?
No.
No. See, that's the one thing about these people. Nothing will move them. Absolutely, positively nothing. Julio Iglesias Jr. to marshal the Winterfest. Are we excited about that?
No.
Left me an autograph picture. That's a phony autograph, by the way. Did you see that? Who the hell? Did he really sign that?
I don't know.
Oh.
It looks real.
Does it look real? He doesn't look real. He looks bizarre. But at any rate, officials say they hope that Iglesias, who was recruited by disc jockeys from Power 96 radio station, will help appeal to South Florida's large Hispanic population and attract a diverse crowd with a big Winterfest parade, which has a $15 million economic impact on the Florida tourism industry. And Julio Iglesias Jr. left me an autographed picture in the back. It looks like he's going to float away, but he's a good guy, and I love his brother. We love you, Enrique, okay? In spite of all the other stuff. Nice going over there at Power 96, okay? Nice going. They ever have anybody like with both feet on the ground on that show in the morning?
No.
No. Here's Cutler Ridge. Hello.
Hey, Neil, what's up?
Yes, sir.
I have a few black friends, and they were talking about Dan Marino the other day, and it was funny that you brought it up, so I wanted to call you about it.
They're not calling me today.
No.
They won't fess up to it.
I was talking to them. They said they can't stand him. Not all of them. I don't think that all of them think this, but a lot of them that I've talked to.
Every single black person who pays any attention to football hates Dan Marino like poison.
Well, the reason they told me, and I think it's crap, but they said it was because he's not mobile and he's not very exciting. But I was like, well, doesn't he have like every passing record in the world?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's done everything.
That's not the real reason. They don't like him because he's got a white wife or something like that. I don't know what the real reason is.
They have white wives too. What are you talking about?
That's what I mean.
No, but another thing about they don't like Dan is because like no one can defend him. Because what are you going to do against someone that gets rid of the ball faster than they can get to you? I mean, this guy Damon Heward is really good, but
I don't want to go back on that conversation. He's not really good, okay? He's played 4 games. He's luckier in hell.
He's been sacked about 100 times.
He's been sacked 6,000 times. He's not really good, okay?
I know.
He has a lot to prove, and they're lucky as hell. And let me say it again. The nerds on this station and the people that call this station don't understand that if it wasn't for Orlando Murray kicking 8 million field goals, they wouldn't have won 3 of those 4 games anyway.
That guy's amazing.
Yeah, but nobody talks about him.
He should be the MVP of our team.
There you go. Have a great day, pal. So the Schwarzers don't like Dan Marino, but they sure as hell won't call and admit it. 5670560. Well, look at that. That line won't even stay on now. Did you punch it up or did that happen by itself? No, I did not. I didn't punch it up. So somebody's fiddling with our phone lines. Somebody's potching around with our phone lines. Because I didn't punch it at all.
Bizarre.
Yeah, I tried the first time. It didn't go on. And then it came on just like spontaneously. So somebody is dicking with our phone lines, and this company is walking around going, like that. And we got Bob DeMuth from over on the West Coast walking around going, like that. How do you like that? See that? That won't even stay on there. Welcome to, crap. Come on, leave that thing on, whoever's messing with our phone.
Like the voice runner, when he works better. They're all cheaper than the voice runner, but we don't want to pay for it, because this is a cheap-ass company.
Oh, that's good. We'll get some reaction with that now. Come on, get it back on there. Quit diddling. Pretending to do a radio show with a phone that, it doesn't work. Oh, my God almighty. Thank you, Norma Kent. Thank you so much. Just remember, Norma Kent. Whatever it is, Norma can't do it. Thank you for getting me hooked up with a bunch of real radio people. Oh, yeah, with real broadcasters.
Yeah.
Holy crap, as Rick Weaver would say, holy St. Louis. Where, by the way, the fast fishing had a 6.4 share in St. Louis. I'm getting the hell out of here, I'll tell you that. I am getting the hell out of here. That for sale sign is going up real soon. 22 before noon at 560 WQM. Every time Joe gets, it's amazing how you always pick the right times. Of course, you know something, the last couple of months, it could have been any day. Because since that golf tournament, since just before the golf tournament, virtually every day has been like this. Virtually every single day, which is why, and by the way, one of the things that makes your cholesterol level go up, not just dietary, but is stress. Which I never knew until I read that in this book here. Yeah, stress makes your cholesterol levels go sky high. I just mentioned that in passing, Greg. Murderer. No wonder they like OJ so much around here, you know? Murderers of a feather kind of do it together. 21 till 12 at QAM.
Kim Bocamper talks sports. Weekends right here on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
There's something wrong with our TV. Our program director is upset. I asked him what was so upsetting, but he ran outside the studio instead. And then he cried.
Poor Peavy, he was wondering why no one ever talked to me. He was selling and scheduling, then he barely will get in his sleep. Asking why won't anyone listen to me? And when we started laughing, he ran out of the studio hysterically.
$15 till midnight at QAM, 15 till millennium, 15 until the big hand hits the little hand. So we got an engineer in this joint that's a real rocket scientist too. See, this is the reason. This is the reason that it's the season for mediocrity at QAM, because it's the same bunch of misfits that can't get anything done. We got an engineer that's a rocket scientist who says, we finally get every line except, of course, for line 4 after 2 hours. And the engineer says, oh, reboot the phone system. I'm saying, our program director's in here, transfer, getting the message to Joe. Reboot the phone system. I'm saying, no, don't do that. You got to blow off all the calls, you idiot. No, that's what George Corso says. We reboot the phone. Does that solve the problem? A 2-year-old child would know that rebooting the computer on the phone system isn't going to fix broken phone lines, George Corso. A 5-year-old infant, a fetus would tell you with a smile on its puss, that ain't going to work, George Corso. But thanks for your help. This is a test of location.
Will he walk out today? Will he take a walk? Will he pick up his CD and walk out the door? Will he storm out with a pistol grip in his foot?
No, because tomorrow's payday. Maybe after I get my check tomorrow. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. The out-of-town line is 877-785-NEIL, 785-6345. Don't forget, we'll see you at Specs on South Dixie Highway this Saturday, noon to 2, with all our Center One goodies, including our keychains and the CDs and cassettes and all that good stuff. Here's Sunny Isles. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Great.
You need to smoke a big fat joint.
I'm going to right now.
You'll be all right. Hey, listen.
Yeah, man.
Headline of the New York Post.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that? Reading, writing, and roaches?
No.
1/3 of the schools in New York City cafeterias are infested with everything from mouse droppings to cockroaches to rats.
Right.
I'm going to fax it over to you because it's pretty good.
Please.
And let me tell you why the blacks don't like Marino.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's good, that's why. And if you're good and you're white and you're playing sports, they can't stand
Yeah, I never thought about that because basically the NBA, we know the blacks have already...
Well, they hated Larry Bird.
And they resent the fact that there's a great football player who's a white guy. So I think that answers the question.
Well, that's what they call, and he don't jump around like an idiot. You know, he might be a little prejudiced or racist, but that shouldn't have anything to do with it. Because they hated Jim Kelly in Buffalo like poison.
Yeah.
And to this day, they still hate Jim Kelly.
Yeah, they don't have no rhythm. You know, they have no soul.
Yeah. Well,
thanks, pal.
Hey, have a good one, buddy. And
Thanks
smoke a big fat joint. I'm telling you, you talk about your cholesterol level, you won't even have any cholesterol anymore.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
See ya. Yeah, they don't like Danny because he's a great player and he's a white guy. There you go. That answers the mystery. No more mystery, baby. That's why you Schwarzers resent Danny, boy, because he's great and he's a white guy. That's right. They've just about taken over the National Football League, and of course, most of their guys are freaks anyway. Most of their guys are those big goddamn linemen, those big 400-pound slobs, like that one guy from Minnesota last night. Looked like somebody, they stuck his head on with a goddamn machine. He wasn't a thick neck, he was a no-neck, this guy. Like he could barely move. That's an athlete? No, that's a cow is what that is. That's a big, fat slob is what that is. Those big, fat Uncle Jemima-looking guys. Well, if there's an Aunt Jemima, there's got to be like an Uncle Jemima. Wouldn't you say?
Uh-huh.
I would think so. Here's Coral Springs. Hello. Great. Sounds good to me. Here's Boynton Beach. Hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
It's your old friend Sam.
Yeah.
Trying to get through on the phones.
What do you mean by that?
I've been trying to get through for an hour.
Well, the phones are all screwed up.
They hung up on me once, and the phones
What do you
died,
mean I
and the
hung
phones
up on
died
you?
again.
Why did I hang up on you?
Oh, because you couldn't hear.
He was on line 7.
Oh, you were on 7.
Yeah, you couldn't hear.
Well, the phone is all screwed up here, and our program director's running around wiping the tears from his cheek.
Yeah, they got to do something. Anyway, what's up? Hey, I got good news for you.
What does that mean, Andrew?
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
stop calling yourself STEM. You're 50 years old already. Stop calling yourself STEM.
I'm not 50 yet.
Do you have your second child yet?
Yes, I had my second child.
And how about your wife? Did she have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
But
What is it, a boy or a girl? Is it
a little boy.
Little boy?
And so I get a lot of poopy diapers and stuff.
Yeah.
I can save them if you want. Send
No,
them
I'll
over to the program
pass.
director.
I'll pass. Yeah, send it over to Duff.
Okay.
He likes
hey,
that.
I just wanted, I've never actually called you with material before, but I've got some today.
Well, it's about time.
In the Palm Beach Post today, did you hear about the Indianapolis Colts player whose wife died?
Oh, I'm so glad you reminded me of that, yeah.
Okay, well, did you see the headline in the Post today? Coroner says, accident killed pregnant wife of Colts defensive back.
Right.
Which is good because the death of Steve Muhammad's wife after childbirth was caused by injuries from an auto accident and had nothing to do with an alleged beating by the Colts rookie defensive back, a coroner ruled Monday.
That's right. We're supposed to celebrate.
Yeah, Nicole Muhammad went into premature labor and died from excessive bleeding Sunday, 10 days after her husband was arrested and charged with 3 counts of battery against her and her 6-year-old and their 6-year-old son.
I got it, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Yeah, and of course they say,
We're
well, the
supposed
auto
to feel like
accident
he's a pretty
killed her.
good guy because he didn't really, the baby wasn't stillborn because he beat the crap out of his wife.
Exactly. They say the auto accident killed her. Meanwhile, she didn't. The accident was so minor that she didn't report it.
Right.
So, cover up.
We believe it.
Exactly. Anyway, Uncle Neil, it's good talking to you.
And have a great life, son.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, Andrew, whatever your name is. Yeah, defensive back's wife died after stillbirth, but it was caused by injuries from an auto accident. I think the dog done it, is what I think. It's kind of like John Bonet and like Nicole and Ron. The dog done it. Nicole Muhammad went into premature labor and died from excessive bleeding Sunday, 10 days after her husband was arrested and charged with 3 counts of battery against her and her 6-year-old son. See, that's why we don't like Dan Marino, because he's white and he doesn't beat up his wife. Although we have white guys like Bobby Cox who beat up his wife, but then if you were as bad of a manager as Bobby Cox, you'd want to beat up somebody too. And since he's a feeble old man, who else is he going to beat up besides a woman? And I'm sure his wife is a feeble old lady, so he beat the hell out of her. Nice going, Bobby. But this seems to be a very, very common thread with Schwarzer athletes, is abusing women, beating up women. How's Lawrence Phillips doing, by the way, for that jackass that calls 50 times a week? Yeah. Beat up any women this week? Probably. They're women. You understand what I'm saying? They're women. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. And our phone line is 877-785-NEW. 877-785-5345. I'm going to tell you something. The next time that the program director comes in the middle of the show and starts telling you what to do, tell him to get the hell out, okay? Tell him to go cry on a rock. I'm serious. Get him out of here. I realize he's trying to be helpful, but that's, you know what the word is for that? Dangerous. Dangerous. I'm sure we have to get next week's schedule all put together. Don't be dangerous, Bluff, please. I know you mean well, but so did Hitler, you know? So did Charles Manson. He meant well, but he just kind of, screwed things up. Just like God, he means well, but he keeps screwing up all the time. Oh, that was special. Here's a mobile in Cooper City. Hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil, are you gay?
Am I gay? Last time I checked, are you?
I was just wondering if you were.
You're just wondering? Is it a secret?
I don't know.
Oh, how old are you, 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, get your finger out of your, go back to school, okay, punk? Are you gay, Uncle Neil? Yeah, I'm a fag, okay? I'm a Jew, I'm a fag, I'm an atheist, I'm a bad, evil guy. Are you gay? Probably wants a date. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, 877-785-NEIL. 877-785-6345. Great that we hear from our young people out there that have something to contribute. Yeah. Hey, Uncle Neil, are you gay? You want to suck on this, Uncle Neil? Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Great, just great.
Mocha Color Brother calling you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I have friends who don't like Dan Marino.
And why is that? Are they jealous?
They said during the 80s when Clayton and Mark Duper.
Yeah, the drug dealer, yeah.
Right. They said that he used to get all the recognition and all the accolades for everything that was done.
Oh, really?
When they made the catches and stuff.
Oh, I see.
And then one of the other...
Who was the one that was throwing him the ball?
Well, I agree. I like Dan Marino, but...
they were great receivers, but in order to make all those passes, you have to be a great passer, too. You have to have a great quarterback to make those guys look good.
I agree. But you have to have a great receiver to make him look good as well, right?
Well, it works both ways. That's right.
No, I agree with that.
So why should they hate him?
Well, and because he used to always get off.
Because he's white.
No, it's not. I don't think that's it. I think... Well,
wait a minute. Mark Clayton and Mark Duper, what have they got in common? They're both black.
Right.
Dan Marino, he's white.
Well, maybe they feel like he got all the recognition because he is white, so maybe that is probably true.
Well, let me ask you something. Jim Brown, was he white?
No. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just telling you.
Walter Payton, was he white? Gail Sayers, was he white?
I'm just saying down here in South Florida.
Was he white? Emmett Thomas, Emmett Smith, whatever the hell his name. Emmett Smith. What are these people talking about?
I agree. I like Dan Marino, but that's what I've been hearing from my friends.
Tell him to get off Danny's case.
One thing, Neil. The other day when you came on the radio, you were talking about...
Yes.
You were talking about how Dennis Rodman is a scumbag nigga.
He is.
Yeah, but he kind of he made himself, as far as his image. I don't think he's what he went through with his wife or his ex-wife or whatever on the beach over there. I don't think that was, I don't necessarily call him a scumbag,
He's been doing this crap for years.
He's never been arrested for beating women or anything like that.
Not yet.
No.
No, because she was beating him. They were beating each other.
Yeah, I just think that was unfair comment for you to make about that.
No, it was not. He's a scumbag nigger is what he is.
Wow.
That's my opinion of him.
Okay.
If you want to invite him to your house, have a good time.
Nah, not me.
Okay.
All right, now.
See ya. Oh, see, he's okay, but he just don't want him to his house. Yeah. He don't want anybody that looks like that and dresses like that coming to his house, because then people will start whispering. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him in my house, and I'm a goddamn faggot. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. So they don't like Danny because he was white.
This is 560 QAM. Only one South Florida radio station has the hammer. And you're listening to it. At Goldberg, weekday afternoons at 2. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. It's the feeling of thing. Emphatically he denied. He was venting his mind. He ain't feeling a thing. He ain't feeling a thing. Don't care what he ever did. George Bush was back when he was a kid. It was the favorite thing. He wants the White House to be all new, like a big-shot rich guy. So he can't admit he feels like two. Lord Trump was the best time of his life. That's the way it falls. I don't know for nobody denies it today. George Bush, you'll never get him to say. He was the favorite thing. Johnny Jr. did up.
Oh, that's good. Now I can hear Joe, and I can hear you on this line, too. That's good. From the other lines, it's bleeding over. That was something special. How do you like that? That was great. I could hear you talking to the caller on whatever line you were talking on. What line were you on? 7?
7.
Oh, well, see, those two lines are both screwed up. Well, let me try. How about 7? Hello?
Oh, no, you see, you get a dial tone, but you hear the buzz?
Okay, our phones are all screwed up, boys and girls. But anyway, thanks to our friend from New York who faxed me this from the Post about all the sex attacks that are going on in school, student-on-student sex attacks, and also all the crap, the schmutz, the filth in the schools, in the cafeterias, etc. Jillions and jillions of health violations all over the schools there. Because in America, do they care about your kids?
No.
No. I can't, the print on this is so goddamn small. I'll do my best. Here's MS, whatever this is. I can't read the goddamn thing. 319. Mouse droppings, chicken and veal served too cold. No place for workers to wash hands in the kitchen. No sneeze guard for the student serving line. One sink used for preparing food and washing pans, and screens torn. Here's the next school. Flies and roaches. Milk more than 10 degrees too warm. Refrigerator stuck at 73 degrees, and the door wouldn't close. And a worker not wearing a hair restraint. Plus, in the food. Mice. Food served items stored in employee locker room. Stove doesn't work properly. Peeling paint. Broken floor tiles. Rusted can opener. Mice. Dirty meat mincer. Overflowing garbage. And on. Fish sticks left out on ill-equipped steam table. Too cold to eat. Oh, right in the middle of lunch hour you're doing this to us. Nice. This is what's going on in your schools. Does anybody care?
No.
No. That's why your kids are out of control and kids are killing each other. Nobody cares about kids in this country, and especially down here. You can only begin to imagine the kind of horror stories we could get out of the cafeterias down here, if the kids ever get in there. All I can say is look at that, I won't even stay on long enough to do it. Come on, you can do it. It just goes off by itself. Damn it! Just when we're starting to have a good time with that too. 5670560 on the phone lines that work. Pound 560 on the AT&T line, and the out of town line that does work. 877-785-NEIL. 877-785-6345. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Spy report. Rick Sanchez
Yeah.
on the causeway. Picking his nose.
Yeah.
He was picking a winner.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, he just came out of the closet.
Yeah, okay. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, 877-785-NEIL, 877-785-6345. Here's Miami Shores. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Here's the bass fishing guy.
Yeah.
You were talking about you needed a bass fishing caller.
I needed a caller from somebody who watches it on television.
I always watch it every weekend on the ESPN shows and all. I think it's great.
It's great for what?
It's entertainment.
It's entertaining to watch somebody else go fishing?
If you can't go fishing and the weather's rough, it's pretty rough, you know.
Let me ask you this. Would it be entertaining to watch somebody else take a bowel movement? I don't understand. Why do you watch somebody else fish?
Why would anybody watch golf? I mean, fishing's a lot better than golf, I agree.
Same thing. Same exact thing.
No, not really, because fishing, You're fishing with your rod, reel, your worms, everything.
Well, there are a lot of things you can do with your rod that might be more interesting looking at, but fishing?
Every weekend. I've been doing it for years. Love it.
Boy!
Me and my buddies, what do you think? We're watching the show, getting excited.
You getting excited about it?
Sure.
You and your buddies?
Sure.
You got your rod out while you're watching it?
No, not that rod, but I got my rod.
You got your hot rod? Yeah.
I even got my girlfriend into it.
Uh-huh.
So she takes, once in a while, we go out fishing, throw the worms out, get a little excited, catch a bass.
Get your rod out and throw the worm out. See what you'll do with it. Okay,
There you
good luck
go.
to you, pal. Thank
anyway,
you.
about the Dan Marino thing?
Yes.
The sponsors, they can keep Zoe. We'll keep Danny. Okay?
Okay.
Take care.
5670560. There's a white guy who's sticking up for Dan Marino. Even if this guy does watch bash fishing, we still like him. So sick and tired of all the Marino bashing that's going on. All this bullcrap, all these ungrateful bastards in this town. What have you done for us lately, Danny boy? What have you done for us? We got this other guy, this hero in there, this Huey Long, whatever this guy's name is, that we don't know what his name is, but he's pretty good. He only got sacked 72 times in the 4 games. 877-785-NEIL, 877-785-6345 on line 9 on the out-of-town line, the Florida line, which is dead as a doornail. I hope this thing stays on. Now, see, it won't stay on. Damn it. And I like those little, I get goosebumps hearing that. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Neil, finally I got through. Third try.
Yes? Well, our phone system is all screwed up. Don't tell that to the management here or to our goddamn engineer who's a grade A moron. Don't tell that to them, but our phone system, they've never got it right. We've been in the studio for 8 months now, and they still can't get it straightened out.
It's a good thing it's a talk show.
Yeah, right. Like Hank said a couple of months ago, there's nothing, it's a little bit scary when you're doing a talk show on a telephone and you can't get a phone that works.
Neil, Joe Costello's Saturday morning show is the greatest.
That's what he said.
I wish he would get an hour a day to talk about the number one spectator sport in America, which is automobile racing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to spend 4 days down at Homestead, and we're going to go see a sports spectacular that draws bigger than any Super Bowl's ever drawn.
Yeah.
And when you go to Europe, the Formula One races, each one of those races draws bigger than any soccer game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Neil, that is the number one sport.
Yeah, vanilla ice cream's the number one flavor.
And how many black drivers do you know of, Neil?
The black drivers I see are all going too slow to be on a racetrack.
I rest my case.
Slow. They don't want to get stopped,
I rest my case.
They don't want no crack problem. Okay, pal. Good luck to you. Okay, so we got a guy that watches auto racing and a guy that watches bass fishing. Let's take a poll on which one's got the biggest problem. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
I have a question for you. I read the paper this morning, something about Pavel Bure missed a doctor's appointment. What's the story?
No, he didn't miss it. The doctor was sick. He canceled all his appointments.
The doctor was
was probably playing golf.
That's the only doctor he can go see.
Yeah, that's what I find bizarre. If there was any sense of immediacy on this, you'd think that he'd go see another doctor. And I sure hope they're not taking him to that clinic. I don't want to mention the Cleveland Clinic on the air.
Maybe I'll take him where Joe Rose goes.
For his head job, yeah.
You take him to the doctors that they do the orthopedic men.
Yeah.
Let him go there.
Well, sure as hell not the Cleveland Clinic. That's
don't they have a team physician?
Yeah.
Well, what's he doing?
Dr. Paskudniak. He's at the Cleveland Clinic.
And no, they don't want to go to him.
You're asking me? I don't know. All I know is the doctor was sick and he canceled his appointments, and there just doesn't seem to be any sense of immediacy. And they're knocking $5.50 off on the $5.60 on the tickets tomorrow night because they're afraid nobody's going to show up.
They should cancel the game.
No, they should just give refunds is what they ought to do.
Yeah, people are paying to see this guy play. If he can't play because he's got a sore pinky, tell him to put it where the sun don't shine.
Exactly. Stick it up Terry Murray's. Sounds good to me.
Hey, Neil, have a great day.
And back to you. Yeah, the people are getting a little bit impatient, okay? Pavlov, they're getting impatient already, sweetheart. Yeah, it's sticking out sideways, okay? Let me say it again. Any guy that's got a pinky that's sticking out sideways belongs in La Caja Full. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. 877-785-6345 on line 9 on the Florida line. The world-famous Florida line, baby. It's smoking. 10 past noon at QAM.
Jim Mandich talks sports.
All right.
Yes, right here on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Yank it, baby.
Just give me that old-time religion. A little right down and pray. Only as we say, just give me that old-time religion. Our way is the best, And if you don't believe like we believe, we'll stone your ass to death. Falwell, Robertson, and Schuler don't wear comic can shoes. They're living in a mansion with a big Rolls Royce, thanks to suckers just like you. To be a good Christian man, you have to understand. Sex and knowledge are a sin, so keep your head deep in the sand. Just get that old-time religion and Deuteronomy. Like when your woman is at that time of the month, you make her stand outside for a week. Just give me that old-time religion and the NRA, so I can shoot my loved ones in the eye, get forgiven the next day. I don't give a crap when it's a lie, but abortion's wrong to me. A man should make love to his wife through a hole in the sheet. The Bible is the foundation of a holy Christian man. Like the fact it was written by men who didn't wear pants. Just give me that old-time religion with the Bible to obey and interpret it to validate my ignorance and hate. Just give me that old-time religion and write a check to Benny Hinn. And anybody else who says guns are good and death is a sin.
Yeah, watch out which pistol you're shooting, baby. 1216 at 560 WQAM. Public schools are plagued by vermin and filth. I love this story from New York. And, of course, like I said, here we wouldn't have that. No, not happening here. Rats and roaches and mice and cockroach dust and all this other good stuff. And hair, human hair, and roaches in the food. And very appetite. So if you have any fat kids, send them up to New York to school, okay? They'll come back real slim. 5670560, pound 5. Look at that again. Look at this again. Just unfreaking believable. This 2 weeks in hell. I'm going to write a book, 2 weeks in hell. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who's the only black athlete that has the blessing of both the blacks and the whites?
The only one?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Michael Jordan?
No, how about Tiger Woods? What do you think about Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods? I don't think he's an athlete. He plays golf. Oh, he hangs up the phone. He hangs up the phone. That's our conversation. That's our call from this rocket scientist. Let me say it again. He's not an athlete. He's a golfer. He plays golf. He's a snob is what he is. He's a rich snob. He has the blessing of blacks and whites. I couldn't give a crap less about Tiger Woods. See, well, this is the thing. The black folks won't call and admit this. I think we've outed them on something. They don't like Dan Marino. They hate him like poison because he got credit for being a great quarterback, even though the two receivers were black. Seems to me that Mark Clayton and Mark Duper got all the credit in the world for being great receivers. I don't get it. They don't like him because he's white, and white guys aren't supposed to be playing in the National Football League, okay? Maybe one of those little candy-ass punters or one of those goddamn place kickers like the guy from Dallas last night that makes about 1 out of every 10. Maybe that's okay. Here's Fort Myers. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
Psychotic.
I don't blame you. Short-time listener. A friend just turned me on to your show, and I've really been enjoying it the last few weeks. Looking forward to listening to many more. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I have a chance, I believe, to come over there Saturday to watch the Panthers play Buffalo, and I've never been over there.
Yeah.
And I heard you talking a few days ago. There's a stadium that you said is in a really terrible neighborhood. Is that the one they're currently playing at?
No, it is not. No.
Oh, okay. Because I don't want to get off on the wrong exit.
No, the Macarena's in a great. It's right by my house, so you know it's got to be a good neighborhood.
Okay. How will I know who you are? They got a big arrow that points at you out of the ceiling, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just look for the guy with a maple leaf jacket on. That'll be me.
Okay. One more thing. I was listening to the religious song you just played there, and I wanted to tell you the Catholics aren't the only ones that are messing up. Coming up as a Lutheran up in Detroit, Michigan, there was 3 pastors in our church. I was like 13. Me and my buddies hung out. 2 of the pastors were boinking 2 of my buddies' mothers.
There's no fact in the church.
Well, there you go. That's good.
Yeah.
At least it was women anyway.
Those were the guys that were teaching us our catechism.
Right.
So.
Catechism.
Yeah.
Okay, pal.
All right, Neil.
Have a great life.
Take care.
Let's take care of these last 2, and then I'm going to music. I'm going to take 40, 50 aspirin. Here's a payphone in Plantation. Hello.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, and I got all my material right here in Fort Lauderdale.
All right.
I live in the United States, except for now I'm working overseas. So I brought my wife over here to come shopping day before yesterday. And, of course, yesterday was the first day of shopping, so I take her to one of our finest craft shops here in Fort Lauderdale. We have a 2-year-old and we have a 2-month-old.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's walking through the store. She's shopping. She's looking with her mother. And she's breastfeeding our son, who's 2 months old.
Mm-hmm.
Some lady comes down the aisle. Blah, 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 blah. I'm listening. She's got it.
Yeah.
Yelling it out in Spanish. Doesn't realize that my wife's from Mexico and understands everything she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Tells her, lady, you can't breastfeed in this store. She says, well, what do you mean? There's no signs that say no breastfeeding. This is typically, a woman's type of store. Probably 70% of the customers. So the woman goes, you can't do that. A man's walking past my wife. In Spanish, she basically says, hey, don't be a pervert and watch this woman nurse her son. My wife's looking at the man, knowing what she said, never even had eye contact. So then the woman walks over to the baby stroller, grabs one of the little quilts that we have in there, walks over to my wife. As she tries to throw a quilt over the baby and my wife, she drops the clipboard, hits the 2-month-old in the head, and, of course, my wife goes ballistic.
Hits the 2-month-old in the head.
With the clipboard. Now, it was an accident, but the idea is, how can she go over to our baby stroller to grab a quilt? We've got a $70 outfit on, which is made by Mother's Wear, which is strictly so you can feed your baby in public without your bosom showing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing, the people we got working in this customer service area, and it doesn't matter. They don't understand who their customers are. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know it made for a great vacation. Thanks, Neil.
Glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
There you go. Another South Florida horror story. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. 877-785-NEIL. 877-785-6345 on line 9. I'm starting to wonder about all these phones, I'm starting to get paranoid. Like this buzzing on there, and like this one over here. Not that I don't have any confidence in the great technical capacities of this radio station and the Beasley Broadcasting, whatever this is. It's just unbelievable. Every day it's either something new or it's something old or something recurring. Something old, something borrowed, something blue, preferably something old like our equipment. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like these cart decks from before Marconi was an infant. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
There you are. I was saying hello, hello, hello. You couldn't hear me. Anyway.
No, that was another line that died.
Another Miami. Anyway, listen. I'm sorry you're going through all this crap. Been tough, but you still keeping up a good show.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's great.
I just wanted to relate a story. Something happened to me yesterday. I work in a dental field. I was in a dental office yesterday waiting for one of the rooms to be empty so I can go in there and work. And they had a newspaper, a Catholic newspaper, right? Now, I don't believe in anything, okay? So I'm reading this thing, and basically I'm looking to see if there's, any mention of the child molesting priest or anything like that, And then one of the letters to the editor is a guy asking the question, where does the church stand on death penalty?
Yeah.
And they said, well, we don't support it because it doesn't allow the criminal a chance to repent for his sins, and it's basically being used only on minorities, right?
Yeah.
Meaning blacks and Hispanics and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this and I'm laughing at this crap, that I don't agree with it, right?
Yes, sir.
This lady comes up to me and she says, well, why are you laughing? She turned out to be the owner of the dental office. Why are you laughing? I said, well, I just can't believe that what they're saying here, that this whole newspaper is so full of it, putting all this crap. They're making believe that this world is like this great place, and it's not like that. It's a lot of bad people out there, and basically by just someone saying, okay, well, I'm really sorry that I killed those 12 guys, then the church is saying, okay, you're forgiven.
And, well, she was really upset about it, and she basically kicked me out of the office. So.
Out of a dental office?
Right. I'm
a religious argument in a dental office?
In a dental office. I know. So for her, gotta have you, bitch.
There you go. Nice going, pal. Yeah, you miserable damn bitch. And she's trying to spread propaganda in a dental office?
Fucking bitch.
Chill this, bitch. How do you like that? You can't go anywhere without these crazy people propagandizing their bullcrap, okay? Go back into the Stone Age. I got a great book for you, by the way, sweetheart. Very coincidental that you should call today. Peter D. Rosa, The Vicars of Christ, The Dark Side of the Papacy. It'll go on at great length about the Crusades and the Spanish Inquisition and the thousands and thousands and thousands of innocent men, women, and little babies that your people murdered because you wanted to make them an offer they couldn't refuse. The Vicars of Christ. Great reading for that bitch in the goddamn dental office, okay? Instead of that propaganda you got sitting out there. Put a few copies of this in the waiting room. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. 877-785-NEIL on the Florida line. 877-785-6345. 26 past noon at QAM.
The best of Neil 99 CD is here. And you can get them now at all Specs music stores. Catch Neil appearing live at the Specs across from UM at 1570 South Dixie Highway in Coral Gables. Saturday from noon till 2.
Oh, God.
The best of Neil. A benefit for Center One from 560 QAM.
Baby, you melt my jockey shorts.
One, two, 3, 4, 5, coming over, honey, now come and take a drive to my big house in Chappaqua. We can both get juice and maybe a little Panama. My wife is on business. She's out for a week. I'm like a kid in a candy store. It's time to cheat. I got pretzels, hot dogs, cold beer, and pizza. You remember little Billy, your leaning tower of Pisa. It's gonna be a wild time at my home in New York. 'Cause to me, darling, cheating's like a sport. Unzip my fly, it's all good. Coming over, honey, now blow on my trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Monica without my wife. Now a little bit of Monica's what I see. When she's far away, that's Hillary. A little bit of Monica's what I need. A little bit of Monica memory. A little bit of Monica, here I am. A little bit of you, I'm a happy man.
Mayfair is over at the North Perry Airport. Brought us a nice lunch today.
Maydays.
What did I say, Mayfair? Mayfair's Maydays. Mayday, 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 okay? Anybody remember that great call by Rick Jenneret? Brad May scored that winning goal. Mayday! Anybody remember that?
No.
No, only Fat Boy and me. That's it. Got a little Philly cheesesteak here with some onions. Delicious with no bread, of course. Is it going to make up for yesterday and all that food?
No.
You notice I had no calls about that because I'm the only one honest enough to admit that I do things like that. The eating binge? Nobody. But that's okay. I'm the one that's imperfect. All you people out there, thank God we got all you folks. You're the perfect people. I'm the asshole. Thank God for me. There's always got to be one. Here's Fort Pierce. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
We called you earlier a couple of months ago. I get the surfers together over here now and then. We're just basking out here, and I told them how nuts you were, and I was hoping we could play that song.
Let's go to Miami. Hello. Miami.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, yeah, I just wanted to comment on the guy that just called about the death penalty. I'm a Catholic myself, and to be honest with you, I mean, I was against the death penalty until I went to Catholic high school, and one of our professors told us that, if you're at your home and someone breaks into your house and they threaten your life and you kill them, you're not held accountable for that because you were defending.
You're not held accountable by whom?
You're not held accountable morally by the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Well, screw the Catholic Church, okay?
Now,
how dare the Catholic Church talk about morals when they've been slaughtering all these thousands of people throughout these centuries? How can they talk about morals?
Well, to be honest,
not to mention molesting all the altar boys. How can the Catholic Church be giving you any instruction on morality?
Okay, well, this wasn't the Catholic Church. This was a particular Catholic priest.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, is it a Catholic priest, and he's giving you instructions on morality?
There's no fact in the church.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, point being is that society has a right to defend itself just like any citizen does. And that's why the death penalty should not be frowned upon by the Catholic Church, even though I'm Catholic on this certain issue.
And tell the Pope
like
the next time he comes over here to stick his nose into his own business and not come over here and stop any executions, okay? And have a great day. You know, you fight the good fight, you try to get these goddamn people off their ass, you try to buy a goddamn phone call, you try to elicit a little bit of response, you throw 700, 800, 24,000 topics out there, and you still get, because this is the land of the walking dead, and it's never going to change. Now what we get is a bunch of stupid ass, we're up here at Fort Pierce, can you please play, that's their idea of a phone call. That's the idea of a talk show. The answer is no. Not to mention, of course, the extra little... Now, like I said, you win, I lose. 22 till 1 at QAM.
This is 560 QAM. Jim Mandich talks sports. Weekends right here on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
This station stands for nothing.
I took you to a picnic, yeah, that was the plan. You heavyweight mama with the big fat can. You the hungriest girl that I ever did see. With a never make men's IQ 33. You ate chicken, hammered my dessert, doggone it, and 12 years of corn with blue bonnet on it. Your mouth was so full that you couldn't speak, baby. Something about the pie really drove you crazy. I never will forget when you tried the lamb with dribble on your chin. You said, not bad. When you finished, what was left? A chicken bone. You the fastest eater in the world has ever known. I was deep in love, but you was more in love with the Franks and Beans. My advice to you, better butter your hips to fit in a pair of jeans from Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, that summer day you ate your sandwich, Chinese food, a bowl of tricks, and I was your date on that picnic that day in the summer. I can't believe she devoured a rack of ribs full of cherries, including the pits. She I won't forget on that picnic that day in the summer. We dance like sissies, we sing like wussies, but we must tell you, we swear we're not gay. If you wore these outfits to class, they would kick your ass regardless. We swear we're not gay. We look like interior designers. We sing like a bunch of girly whiners, but we're straight. Our agent says we gotta stay. We swear we're not gay. Our biggest fans are 12-year-old girls who think we're as cute as can be. Yeah, but as they get older, they all figure out we're hiding our latency. One thing is for sure, we get manicure. We do. Wash our clothes on the delicate cycle. Want to do a session in your Michael, but today we think that we had better say. We swear we're not gay. I swear we're not gay.
Hey kids, you want to bring excitement to your breakfast table? Well, fire up your taste buds with a hit of Sugar Crack.
Sugar Crack? Yay!
Make Sugar Crack a part of your balanced diet. Once you try Sugar Crack, you'll never go back. One bowl of Sugar Crack will have you flying through the day. And guess what, kids? Each box of Sugar Crack comes with a surprise toy.
In my box of Sugar Crack, I got a toy gun.
Sugar Crack is only available through a guy named Leroy down on Main Street. So get your Sugar Crack today and start your day with a hit of Sugar Crack. All right, yeah! Sugar Crack is kid tested and mother approved.
Get yourself into that Sugar Crack.
I did the craziest thing. I flew to Oakland to learn Ebonics. And then I hit the street to go check out my style. And what happened was quite ironic. There was a black guy standing on the corner. I said to him, "What's up? And your blood, what's going down?" Well, he looked at me as if I was some kind of freak. And you won't believe what he called me. Jigaboo, jigaboo. Now how do you like it? Jigaboo, jigaboo. Bet you don't like it. Jigaboo, jigaboo. The honky don't like it. Jigaboo, jigaboo, boo, boo. He said Ebonics ain't for you. And he pulled out a gun. I said, "Hey man, I'm just learning Ebonics 101. Then he aimed at me and said, "Here's lesson 102. As I lay there, I thought I was dying. Someone called the paramedics. I presume. Then another dude said, "Man, you pathetic honky fool. Do Ebonics again and we'll be dissing you." Jigaboo, jigaboo. Now how do you like the jigaboo, jigaboo? That you don't like the jigaboo, jigaboo. The honky don't like the jigaboo, jigaboo, boo, boo. Jigaboo, jigaboo. Now how do you like the jigaboo, jigaboo? That you don't like the jigaboo, jigaboo. The honky don't like the jigaboo, jigaboo, boo, boo. Jigaboo, jigaboo.
13 till 1 at 560 WQAM. We got Hank in Pool City today. We got the Boogster 6 to 10. And then we got Eddie K with the Chronic Gambling Show at 10 o'clock tonight. Well, let's give it a shot, okay? Let's see what happens this last hour and 12 minutes. Let's give it our best shot. Like I said, you win, I lose. I surrender. I'm waving a white flag. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes.
Lord Neil. Long time, first time.
All right.
Hey. Anyways, I just wanted to comment about that Brad May, the Mayday goal, that I saw that a couple of years ago, and that was just a highlight reel of a goal. Just like Bill Lindsay's, he beat Ray Bork out of his pants.
Just like Ray Whitney's goal against Calgary the other night.
Yep.
That they'll be showing for the next 500 years, and nobody in this town has got any idea what I'm talking about.
Oh, please. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that I'm going to be trying to get out of here, trying to go to college someplace else. So,
please, do yourself a favor, man. This is not for the living. This is a place for the dead.
Hey, tell me where you're going to be on Wednesday night. Maybe I'll see you at the game. We can chat your ear off on hockey.
In my seat.
Sweet. All right, man.
101.
101?
Yep.
All right.
Sit there, pal.
Later.
There's a hockey guy. How do you like that? He better get out of here. Do we have any hockey people here?
No.
About 10 of us. That's it. Let me ask you something. What's going on with this line? You know something? At this point, at this stage of my life, I am so close. You know, I was thinking about this I was in a pool yesterday afternoon of all things. And I was thinking about all the places that I've worked. And, you know, there's frustration. They pay me a lot of money. This is a tough town. It always has been. Look at that. Look at this. This whole phone is screwed up.
If you'd like to make a call.
Call this, okay, you stupid bitch. This whole phone is effed up. And I'm sitting here ready to just get up and walk out and throw my whole life away because I work for assholes. How do you like that? 7, 8, 9, 4. Who do we appreciate? Huh? And we got Bob DeMuth from Fort Myers running around over here in Naples, or wherever the hell that scumbag is from, one of the Beasley boys. He's the expert on phone systems. See, like you said, you never worked in a real radio station before because this is the only place you ever worked. Most of the people, I hate to say this, but most of the people, especially in management positions in this place, they would be laughed out of any real radio station, even in this market, which this market's a joke, but they'd be laughed out of most places here. What does that tell you? That's right. Even as bush league of a town as this is, with people like, well, I don't want to mention no names on the air, with numbers smaller than their breast size, which is saying a lot. And we got a phone system here from hell. Day after day, week after week, month after month. Can they get it right?
No.
Can they do anything right?
No.
Will they make the effort to get it?
No.
And the best part of the whole deal is there's no sense of immediacy, you know. I mean, is there anybody running around in a hall? I mean, anybody trying to do anything besides George Corso saying, oh, reboot the phone again. You got too many calls on there. I want to clear the lines again, get him pissed off again. George, you're a crazy person, Mr. Corso. You're a crazy, crazy, crazy person. And I'm sick and tired of all the excuses and the stories. It reminds me of last year one day, a couple months after we came here. We're down around the second floor. And, of course, in the beginning, remember when Greg Reed ran off to Chicago because he knew it was a technical disaster? Like a coward, like a spineless, lying jellyfish. Remember that? I sure do. And a couple of months later, we were having more phone problems one day. Or it was with the ISDN. We couldn't get the damn thing on the air. Because when we were down on the second floor, we didn't have a hard line into the transmitter. We were like on a phone line, doing the show every day. Well, this particular day, the ISDN, out of many days, wasn't getting us on the air. So our George, calls over to their George Corso, the engineer in the other building over on Sheridan Street. We got a problem over here. We need you to, whatever the problem was that day. It was some kind of a, And George Corso's response is, oh, my car's in the shop today. Honest story, my hand to the sky. That's a true story. My car is in the shop today. Well, isn't there anybody else over there who's got a car who can bring our one full-time engineer over here and maybe get us on the air? Maybe. Oh, okay. His car was in the shop. His Highness couldn't be bothered to get over here. Maybe he should have gotten out and hitchhiked. Is that a response on a professional radio station? My car is in the shop. I can't get over there? In a station where there's 700 other people in that goddamn rat-infested, bug-infested flea bag of a toilet they were working in? And so guess what? After we insisted that maybe somebody might bring him over, somebody gave him a ride. How do you like that? Yeah! Somebody gave him a ride! What a concept! See, there you go, making trouble again. Trying to make these people work to earn their income. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil. I got a couple of things. First of all, hey, man, you keep talking like that, you're going to be fired. You won't have to quit.
Yeah. Fired for what?
I don't know. You give everybody a hard time down there. Anyways, wait a minute.
I'm giving him a hard time. If you're doing a job, wouldn't you like
No, I agree with you. 100%.
Well, let him fire my ass, okay? That sounds good to me. Let him try.
Anyways,
go ahead. Fire my fat ass, okay? And the rest of me, too. Go ahead, sir.
I wanted to ask you, who reviews the spots that they run for the Panthers and stuff? I was listening to the game the other day.
Yeah.
Pavel's out again, correct? With a broken pinky, you went through that. And
correct.
That's the other thing.
They're running out sideways in his finger, too, yes.
Right. They're running the spot saying, oh, the Rockets back, this, that, and the other thing. Who's checking this stuff before they put it on the air? Anybody?
You mean here?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
I guess I got it all wrong, man. I guess you got it all wrong.
We got spots on there. Hey, wait till you hear the spot that says, come see Bob Kudelski and Stu Barnes tomorrow night. Oh, it's going to be great.
Unbelievable.
And don't forget Marty Straka. I think we got a spot promoting Marty, too.
Unbelievable. Hey, man, you take care. Thanks
okay, pal, thanks. Thanks for caring enough to make a phone call, sir. God bless you. Of course, when you got a phone that don't work. Oh, look at that. Maybe line 8 might be working again, okay? See, this is very, very suspect. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound like paranoid, but they're working, they're not working, they're on, they're off. What was that all about?
Well, we've taken calls today on line 8.
No, I understand that. I do understand that. But that's why when it was vacant for a long, long time there, I checked it. It was not working. Didn't you hear it when I punched it up on the air and it was going like that? And then finally it went like that. Welcome to 560 WQAM. Thank you. Woo! Where the hell you going to hear that in America, huh? Besides on the Neil Rogers frickin' show on his make-believe radio station, huh? Where else you going to hear that crap?
This is 560 QAM. Wake up with the first team.
No.
Rose, Jeff DeForest, and Steve Goldstein.
No.
Weekday mornings at 6. Only on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
All right.
Come on, everybody.
Yo, look here, man.
We gonna play a game.
Say what?
We be flipping scripts that rhyme. And Ebonics be the name.
Yo, what you talking about?
You take a funky joke word.
Boy.
And bust some skills to make it rhyme.
Gotta bust some skills.
Check out what I've been kicking.
What you talking about?
You have it down in no time.
Show up.
Jesus. Jesus. Let me do homie. Homie. Yo, this be Anthony. Anthony. Who's that hoe? Oh, you be bowling. Now try your luck with Buck. Buck.
Yeah, you know, it's a good thing that Stem reminded me about that. Thank God that Steve Mohammed, the defensive back from the Colts, that his wife didn't die from his beating the crap out of her and the pregnant baby, that the baby wasn't stillborn and she didn't die as a result of that. And it was that car crash that she walked away from and didn't even report. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Neil, I just want to tell you, not too much material, but I have the binges you do. I'm a fairly decent-looking person. I'm not overweight, but I'll tell you, my worst enemy is the bread and the pastas. So I want to let you know you're not alone. And
why is it that nobody wants to?
They don't want to admit. Oh, because everybody's perfect.
Oh, just you and me. We're the only imperfect.
I don't give a crap.
Yeah. Good job. That was excellent.
Yeah.
Caught it right in midstream.
Yeah.
Like a magic trick, yeah.
So anyway, I'm doing it now. I feel better after I eat, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I know it's not good for me.
I just got through eating our good friends over there at May Days, they mean well, but they brought us all this, seriously, all these onion rings and those jalapeno peckers that I like so much, those are the best, with the cheese inside,
The deep fried ones.
But these are all deep fried, so I just got through eating a whole, and of course my cholesterol's already high. I have a feeling I'll probably swoon by the end of the show, but it was very good.
There you go. Just don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I was...
If I stay in this place too much longer, I will be dead before we turn the
We don't want that.
I'm telling you right now.
Oh, listen, it's all a conspiracy, Neil. They're trying to drive you over the edge. Don't you see that?
Is that it?
Don't you feel that? Don't you see this?
No,
they're pushing every button you have, and it ain't working.
If you were around here, you'd understand. They're not that clever.
Well, listen, I just called to get the number, and whoever she was that answered just hung up flat on me as soon as the number was, announced, and I thought she was just the rudest thing in the world.
You mean our switchboard?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I don't know if you like her, but I didn't like her.
She slammed the phone down on you?
Oh, it's Neil's number, please, and she just and I go, thank you, boom.
That f***ing bitch. Yeah, that's nice.
Well, you said it, not me.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Take care of yourself.
Bye.
There's a lady who's not perfect, just like me, okay? She binge eats, yes? She? Well, there might have been, we have different shifts. If Carlos is not there like all day long, or if it was Carlos, she would be appropriate. Right?
Uh-huh.
Right. Don't be so bitchy. Don't be a bitchy queen, Carlos, okay? Just because I tossed those porn magazines out yesterday, although you might have liked them. Florida line's open. 1-800, what is it? 1-877-785-NEIL. Yeah, we thank Maydays very profusely. And by the way, he wanted me to say that, even though the audience can't say it, John Roberts is a douchebag. That's to make our buddy from Maydays happy. Audience can't do that, but I can do it. Can I do it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's my show. Used to be my show, but boy, I'll tell you, we're coming to a bitter ending here, yeah? It's really a very, very nasty, sad, tragic, but very expected way for this whole thing to wrap up. I should have known from the first contact I had with this man after he had me sign the contract. Lies and lies and lies. Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, state-of-the-art studio. They were gonna run billboard campaign counting down the days until I came back on the air. That was a promise. We're gonna run a billboard campaign. And we can go 50,000 watts, so maybe somebody could hear the station inside of a building, which at the moment they can't, and we're going to do this, state-of-the-art studio. Yeah. Lies and lies and more lies and more. These are wannabes, like I told you a long time ago. These are people, not the Beasleys, it's the wannabeasleys. That's what I'm going to start calling them from now on. The wannabeesleys. Because they're wannabes. They're broadcasters. They're an industry joke. But anyway, moving right along. And then this morning, I'm in a good mood this morning. I had all that food yesterday. I binge ate. I get out of my car. Who's the first person I see in a parking lot? Screw Ann.
Oi!
I hear, good morning, Neil. And of course I don't respond. I go rushing out of there to the elevator. I get in the elevator and I'm hoping I can get that thing to close. And sure enough, she presses the button. There's 2 elevators down there, okay? She could have waited and got on the other one. No. So she gets on the elevator. Good morning, Neil. And I said, save it. Don't waste your time. And now we get to the second floor where she's getting her ass off of there. And she says, what did I ever do to you? I said, we don't have the time to get into that. What did I ever do to you? This devious, mother-scratching, game-playing, covering-up scandal bitch.
Well, if there's any more fallout from that golf tournament, Tracy, you're going to have to take the fall for it.
When they came up with that song, was it the Spinners or was it Joe? I think Joe South did it first, and then the Spinners, Games People Play. They had her in mind when they did that song. Games people play. And like I've told you so many times before, one thing about us gay, us fag men, one good thing we got going, we don't have to have intimate dealings with women. Because most women are game players. They love to play games. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Big fan of your show.
All right, you're there.
And I think what appeals to people most about your show is your ability to talk bad about your bosses.
Yeah.
But
I got no problem in this place, I'll tell you that. I don't have to embellish it a bit.
Well, I wanted you to confirm or deny something. I found out something troubling. I met somebody that works at WQAM.
That's troubling.
He told me that you and the Beasleys are, they love you. And it's just your shtick.
No, it is not. Well, they may love me, but I sure as hell don't love them.
Well, he claimed, you guys are thick as thieves.
Well, I don't even know the Beasleys. What is he talking about? I don't know the Beasleys. I've seen 2 of them for about 2 minutes twice since I've been here. I don't know the Beasleys. I don't want to know the Beasleys.
Oh, okay. So it's not true.
No, it is absolutely untrue. Who is this person that told you that?
I can't tell you, but I met him at Starbucks. He was telling me about the station, and
he works here?
It's the ratings thing.
He works here?
Yeah. I figured,
Then why don't you want to tell me who it is?
Because it's not, that's not. I don't think that's right.
It wasn't Sam douchebag, was it?
No. But I just thought that would be.
Why would you call and make a comment like that, which happens to be a total fabrication and a lie, and you can ask anybody in this building, and they'll tell you that's a lie, anybody that knows me and knows the situation here, and you won't want to tell us who it is. It has no credibility.
Yeah, well, people, journalists don't, have to reveal their sources.
Are you a journalist?
No, I'm not.
So what does that have to do with this?
I mean, if you ask me a question about somebody, I wouldn't expect you to say, because I don't want to embarrass the guy.
Well, because the guy's a liar. I think I have a right to know that. When somebody is telling you that this is just shtick, he's either A, very stupid, which is possible if he works here, because we have a lot of stupid people, or he's B, just a liar, or both.
Well, yeah, I just thought it might add up, though, because you get incredible ratings.
Yeah.
You're paid real well.
Well, let me ask you.
And what's there not to like about?
Let me ask you this.
What?
Let me ask you that. No, you see, but you've got it backward. Maybe they love me. I despise them, okay? You've got it backward. Did I create the phone problems here today? Is that shtick? Do I
you can see how someone could come up with that conclusion, though.
Come up with what conclusion?
It makes
let me ask you, did I bring OJ into the golf tournament?
No, you did not. And they didn't reprimand even the people. I mean, they should have fired Greg Reed.
Greg Reed is part owner of the radio station.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
There you go.
I thought the
Beasley Reed Broadcasting. He is the Reed of Wanna Beasley Reed Broadcasting.
Right. So you're not thick as thieves with the Beasleys.
No, I am not. Thieves is a word for them, but we're not thick. Have a great day, sir. Oh, God. Can you believe anybody? I don't even know the freaking Beasleys, nor do I want to. I mean, I dress great compared to them, and I'm a slob.
Starbucks.
Who would that be?
Nobody I know. Management types.
Management types are at Starbucks?
Board ops can't afford to go.
Well, we've only got 75 managers, so that really narrows it down real good. Oh, he's a department head. He's a manager. Yeah, everybody's here's a frickin' manager, okay? All chiefs and no Indians, that's this place. 1 at 560 QAM.
Holy cow, Aaron's coming.
Well, I was strung out on drugs and I puked on the rug 'cause I was filled with liquor and loot. When in walked a man with a card in his hand, said, I'm a friend of Bill W. He said, hey, thin fella with your skin turning yellow, your breakfast 100 proof. Your vision's unclear 'cause you're sharing a beer with a woman who's got half a tooth. She was a floozy. Won't you give me 12 steps? Give me 12 steps, sponsor. Give me 13, maybe more. Trying to brush something off of my shoulder. Turned out it was the floor. Give me 12 steps. Give me 12 steps, sponsor. Give me 13, maybe more.
No.
I'm getting real tired of blowing my paycheck, then blowing 1.4. Drive me to detox.
116 at 560. All you rednecks out there, let's go bass fishing. What do you say? All right, put it on TV. Get about 10 share. Got a lot of response about that, didn't we? No. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Line 9, Florida line, hot one. It's smoking. 877-785-NEIL. We pay for it. 877-785-6345. There must be something going on that we aren't in on. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be. There's got to be like some massive, gigantic, maybe the Schwarzers are having like a big festival, you know, like that, what is that Kuhn Wanza thing they have every year? Maybe that's going on now. Because I asked that question about why black guys hate, why the Schwarzers hate Dan Marino so bad, and then I had a white guy call in, or a light-complected guy, kind of a mocha guy, give me a song and a dance about how he got all the credit and Clayton and Duper did not. But he also denied that that had anything to do with race. It was just a coincidence that Danny is white and those guys are black. That was just a coincidence. Is that correct?
No.
Oh. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yeah, is this the show formerly known as the Neil Rogers Show?
Yes, this is it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. How you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Good. I just want to hit on maybe a comparison of two entertainers here that are in South Florida to kind of get you, give you my opinion and comments on it. And one, the first entertainer is you, obviously. You've been doing this for 20-some years, and I consider you an entertainer. You're funny. I listen to your show every day. And, you know, you obviously haven't gotten the respect, at least where you're at now.
No, I'm not looking for respect. I'm looking for response, not respect. Well, forget about respect in Miami. Forget that.
Well, out of common decency, they should be able to provide you with the people, surround you with the people that are going to help your program run well.
Oh, you mean inside? Well, there's no question. These people just don't know how to do it. Don't you understand? These are inept. These are make-believe broadcasters who have delusions of grandeur. It's like when they got the Dolphins on the station. Last year was the first season. And the preseason, they couldn't get the post-game show on air. I don't know how many weeks in a row they couldn't get the post-game show on the air. Mandich was ready to murder somebody because they've got all these grandiose ideas. They want to be big shots. They love these big ratings. They love all the revenue that's coming in. They just don't know how to do a show. They don't know how to do it.
Right. And, you know, the product and the people surrounding you, I mean, if you say no respect, it's fine. I mean, but you know, I think, yeah, you're being treated like crap and the rest
correct.
of the people that
and the
deserve.
guy, you know, and I resent the guy that called the last guy who's giving me a song to dance about how he ran into somebody in Starbucks or some damn yuppie place, and about they're giving him a song to dance about, oh, it's just a dog and pony show, it's just a shtick, and you and the Beasleys are real tight. Well, what kind of crap is that? What kind of baloney is that?
Right. And, you know, and I know you don't like to talk about this next entertainer, but he's in the same boat you are in reality.
and that's Danny Boy. I mean, really, honestly,
What do you mean I don't like to talk about him?
Well, I mean, yesterday on your show you said you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to hear about it.
Well, no, I said I don't want to talk about the football aspect of it, about Damon Heward and Dan Marino, but in terms of the lack of respect and the way that these people just want to crap on him now because he maybe had a game or two that wasn't up to snuff. I mean, how about the Indianapolis game? Did they forget about that?
Well, he's been in 4 games this year, and 2 of them he's been AFC Player of the Week.
Right, right.
These people call up, and he's been doing it for 17 years.
Because these people are ungrateful bastards here. They're two-faced. They'll turn on you like a rat. They have no appreciation for anybody, and that's just, you got to accept that. If you're going to make your living here, there's nothing you can do about it. And I'll say it again, the best example of that, I've been here 23 years, okay? Friday is my birthday, which is not a big deal because I'm an old fart. As the years go on, you want to minimize birthdays. You dread them. You don't look forward to them. But I get 7 birthday cards. I've got not even one for each year that I've been here. Well, does that tell you what a great feeling that this audience and what a great relationship we've got?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, 7.
Yep.
Have a great
Neil,
day.
You too.
See ya. See, I left him speechless. I left him with his tongue hanging down to his
rectum.
Yeah, speechless. He can't believe it. And one of the cards, by the way, was from that listener over in somewhere in the West Coast, Port Charlotte or some damn place that I got yesterday. One from the West Coast. From a 24-year-old guy who's been listening since he was 17 years old and moved away and still listens over there on 770, I guess, and took the time to send it. Not that it's a big deal, but it's symptomatic of an illness here. There's a lack of warmth. This is like the Arctic here. Warm weather, but the climate really, as far as the people are concerned, it's like the North frickin' Pole. Look at this again. Look at this deal. And it's just like now that we got these longer commercial breaks, in the old days, in the IOD days, people would hold on routinely, 25 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. There's nothing more going on here now than there was back then. But now if you don't get to them lickety-split, they're gone. You saw that the last break. I had 8, every one of the lines that works, exception of line 4. Every one of the lines that's working at the moment, I should say, they were all lit up. We go into the commercial break. The first spot isn't over yet. We got 2 calls left on the board because they won't hang on. That's the tremendous warmth and feeling. And I have to ask myself, yeah, they're paying me a lot of money. But this is demeaning. It's demeaning to come in every day and beg, no matter what the different things are that you talk about, beg every day of your life for somebody to say something, anything. And they still won't do it. And this crap about, I'm tight with the Beasleys. We don't even, somebody called yesterday about the fan running a spot during the Dolphin game. We not only didn't run any spot during the Dolphin game, we don't even have a sandwich board for WQAM. We have no promotion. We have 0. Clear Channel, those cheap pricks, they buy an 1/8 of a page for Phil Henry. They were in a Herald a couple of days ago. Do we have like a response to that? Do we have like anything? Do we have a
no?
Nothing. Nothing. 0. Zippity doodah. At a radio station where the employees have to pay for station paraphernalia, for T-shirts and caps with the station logo on them. Seriously, in the history of the business, in the history of broadcasting, I don't believe there's ever been any other station anywhere that would have the chutzpah to charge the hired help for station crap. $35 million they billed last year, and they want to charge these people for a lousy T-shirt or a cap or a ballpoint pen or whatever kind of crap they're peddling. How many did you buy?
Well, we have to look professional when we go out in public.
Yeah, in order to do that, you got to pay for it.
I made my own.
Oh, that's good. How's line 8 doing, by the way? Oh, there you go. Line 8's working. Line 7? It's not working. Line 4? Line 4? Here's a mobile in Fort Myers. Hello.
Neil, God, how
yes,
you doing?
Sir.
I just want to say I'm a first-time caller, And I got two questions for you. Actually, one question. I have a story for you. I don't know if you heard about a Beasley employee getting
Yes,
in trouble.
I mentioned that. I had one
did?
main
Okay.
call on that, yeah.
Okay.
Raping a girl, but she was on top. I don't understand.
Exactly. I have a question for you. That the F word song that you play on occasion, is that available on any of your CDs? 'Cause
No.
I'd like to.
I don't think so.
And I wonder.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's on this year's. I don't know. One moment, please.
Thank you.
Is that on there, Joe?
One moment, please.
Sure.
Okay, I'm looking. I got it in my hand right now, and I don't remember that we put that on there, the F word. It's not on there.
Okay, because I play in a band over here in Fort Myers, and we're looking to use that as our intro song.
Right.
And I just want to ask you that, and I love the show, and be good today, man.
Okay, thanks.
Take it easy. Bye.
See ya. Although I would like to say the F word several times here today, by the way, to my good friends the Beasleys and Greg Reed and George Corso, our chief engineer, and Screw Ann, a sales manager. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, 877-785-NEIL with an I, 877-785-6345 on an out-of-town line. Here's Dania Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil. Good to talk to you today.
Yes, sir.
Been dying to call you every time you bring this subject up. Had some close personal experience with the Beasley Reed Corporation, and every time you bring them up, exactly. I swear I'm going to call, and this time I just had to do it. Everything that you talk about all the time is absolutely true. I cannot believe it. The story with Screw Ann, a very close personal friend of mine used to work for the Beasley Reeds over in Fort Myers when we used to live over there. And the same crap went on over there that goes on over here that I hear, that OJ farce that went on over there. This person was in sales. How many times did this person get screwed over by her boss because they had a little insider deal going with their little circle of friends so that they could get their crap taken care of? Everybody's scratching everybody else's back. And this person ended up getting screwed every time. I don't know how they have any accounts whatsoever with anybody. I don't know why anybody does business with these people to begin with.
I don't either. I have no idea.
I can't
They don't pay their bills. They pay them whenever the hell they feel like it. I mean, they're notorious for that. And even long before. See, in the beginning, I blamed it on a Marlins thing. They got to pay money for the play. But I find out that long before they ever had these debts to Wayne Huizinga and John Henry, that they always have done business like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing that it's just exactly that. They've always done it that way. And somehow they managed to keep on the air, and new people keep coming to them and spending money with them. I don't understand why.
I don't either.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, but I'm sorry they're putting you through this. This person lasted about a year and a half with them, and they finally just said, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah, I'm right on the edge. I'm right on the cusp.
So I hope you get the hell out of there and go somewhere else where I can still hear you here. You're a voice among millions, and I thank you for all
Okay,
that.
thanks.
All right.
Say hi to my good friends, the Beasleys.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
See ya. Okay, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, 127 at QAM.
Florida sucks. Perhaps one of the most interesting words in the English language today is the word Out of all of the English words that begin with the letter F, is the only word that is referred to as the F word. It's the one magical word. Just by its sound can describe pain, pleasure, hate, and love. As most words in the English language, is derived from German, the word frichen, which means to strike. In English, falls into many grammatical categories. As a transitive verb, for instance, John Shirley. Its meaning's not always sexual. It can be used as an adjective, such as, John's doing all the work. As part of an adverb, Shirley talks too much. As an adverb enhancing an adjective, Shirley is beautiful. As a noun, I don't give a As part of a word, abso-lutely, or incredible. And as almost every word in a sentence, the fuckers. As you must realize, there aren't too many words with the versatility of as in these examples describing situations such as fraud. I got at the used car lot. Dismay. Oh, it. Trouble. I guess I'm really now. Aggression. Don't with me, buddy. Dismissal. Why don't you go outside and play hide and go yourself? I'm sure you can think of many more examples. Say it loudly and proudly. F*** you.
I'm 33 at 560 WWAM. Yeah. I love it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Our Florida line is smoking. Is it smoking?
No.
It's wide open. 877-785-NEIL. 877-785-6345. On the month, I guess maybe they're getting ready for Y2K, huh? A couple months early. The month that Florida just died. October wasn't too bad. September was okay. November, bottom fell out in this town. Just died. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Neil, I want to know why you think the Dolphins suck so much, because I do too.
Here's a mobile in Coral Springs. Hello.
Hello, Mr.
Yes,
Neil.
sir. Yes, Sam.
Hey, wish you well. I got another good reason for you to leave Florida. I signed up for this, you heard the Sun Pass effort?
Right.
And found out that there's some nice little legalese that dismisses them from any problem with providing the database to the police. And the bottom line is, if you go through two tollways and you know the distance between the tollways, and the time between the tollways when you pass through the Sun Pass,
yes,
you can calculate your average speed, and you can automatically get a speeding ticket. So, yeah.
Talk about devious.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
And nobody, and this is not widely spread. I called up SunPass, and they said, well, we do have to cooperate in a police investigation.
Yeah.
And if they choose to investigate.
So this is just another clever way for the FHP to write business?
You got it. And nobody knows this, and they're trying to push these SunPass to $25 a clip.
Yeah, well, I don't have one. Thank God for me.
Yeah, just FYI on that one. There's another plague reports, but using the high tech of what they're selling you.
Thanks for that, pal.
One other point.
Yes, sir.
It struck me as this Thai restaurant effort and discrimination against African.
They're getting sued by the state now. Yes.
Exactly. And a friend of mine, I was surprised. He was out of Atlanta, very well-educated man. He says he's very white Aryan type, and I was surprised at that. That's why I'm surprising me. But his position is a curious one. I'd like your reaction to, and that is that we as a society are struggling with really differences in evolutionary steps, where the Asian population is really the most advanced. You'll find them in research and development, high mathematical.
Well, what does that have to do with tacking a surcharge tip onto a bill for black people? What does that mean?
Well, we're struggling with, as an average, as a mass average, African Americans being on a lower evolutionary scale.
Okay, thanks. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, 877-785-6345. What was he really saying? Yeah, that's what I thought. 65,000 open lines here in the last 23 minutes here. 75 million open lines waiting on you. Some of them even work. How's line 8 doing, by the way? There you go. Line 7. Now, can you really tell? Yeah. Here's Cutler Ridge. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
The worst 2 weeks of my life.
It's great to talk to you, Neil. Today's my birthday.
Oh, great.
No, I just wanted to get in touch with you because I've been wanting to talk to you for a while now. I'm a 23-year-old white guy living in Miami.
Yes, sir.
And I'll tell you, Neil, the only reason I stay here is because they got good weed.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And I want to say to Chuck, he's setting tile right.
Okay. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, 877-785-NEIL. 877. I'm embarrassed. I'm humiliated for this radio station. I'm embarrassed for this audience. The last week and a half, I have never in my life, and believe me, over 23 years, that's covering a lot of territory. We've had a lot of dead spots. We've had a lot of bad days. We've had a lot of morons. I have never, ever dreamed of 7 consecutive days of pure, unadulterated, absolute crap like this. Oh, I see Boca Brian's in there now. I thought that would cheer me up a little bit. Did it work?
No.
No, now I'm really depressed. Now I want to go kill somebody. Maybe him. Yeah, you know something? He would enjoy it. Please, kill me. Put me out of my misery. Okay. There you go. Oh, I feel better now. I don't even have to go eat. I don't want to, and of course the Maydays people, they brought all that food with the best of intentions, but I wound up making myself sick again because they ate all that breaded stuff. See, they keep doing that. They know I'm going to eat that. I can't eat it. So between yesterday, all the ice cream and the Snickers bar, and now this, even if I eat nothing the rest of the day, it's a disaster. Because the audience is killing me. And it's, and I've said this before. I remember many times I've said this. I'll say it again, just for good old time's sake. It's kind of a toss-up between, is it the audience that's going to put me in the grave, or is it Greg Reed? Which one is it going to be? It's 50-50. It's nip and tuck. Let's take up an office pool on it. Because these people, like I've told you before, you could be lying, bleeding to death on the side of the roadway, and they don't have time for you. They haven't got time. You mark my words. You watch when we come back. See? What am I telling you? There you go. This is a test. This is a test to see how much you can endure of this QAM crap. This is a test to see how much I can endure. It's just unbelievable. It's Greg Reed playing radio. And the program director is going around with his crying to, oh, gee, I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm trying to be helpful. Did I say 20 before 2 at QAM? I think I said that.
Wake up with the first team. Joe Rose, Jeff DeForest, and Steve Goldstein. Weekday mornings at 6. Only on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Neil? God?
Screw ass. You think like Arlington was alright. A big black smell, especially a big shot between your thighs. Screw ass. You don't think blackmailing a charity's wrong. $2 forwards on anybody with a giant pulsing schlong. Don't feel right. What froze up your appetite?
Roy!
What last night? Things on your late night. Something don't feel right. Roy!
Ruel, you be the bitch I bang tonight. I smack your head and bruise up your body the way you like. Ruel, you get my mojo long and strong. Give charity money to OJ and don't care if it's wrong.
All right.
You blonde and you white, you just be my type. The kind of bitch we like. You know how to do it right. You got a date with OJ tonight. Yo!
Roy!
Wow. That's number 1 with 3. Counting bullets already. We just played it the first time. Yeah, what have I ever done to you, she says to me in the elevator. This is the same woman that threatened to blackmail Carol at Center 1 and show pictures of her, OJ and the jocks at the golf tournament. This is the same woman that called up Tracy in Boston and said, oh, you'll have to take the fall for any more screw-ups on his golf tournament. And that's just the beginning. We don't have enough time left in the show to recount all the grandiose things that this bitch has done. What have I ever done to you? Here's Miami Beach. Hello. Miami Beach.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil,
Yes.
I'm slipping back to work. I need a special request from you.
Here's Coral Gables. Hello. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, 877-785-6345 as we move right along. Here's the mobile in Miami. Hello. Uh-huh. Like I said, here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got an issue to ask you about this
first black dentist.
Sir, let me ask you something. Where are you standing? Are you standing 100 feet away from the phone or what?
No, I'm right here. I mean, I think you have a cheap phone.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this first black dentist owned by black people in Florida?
About what?
The first black dentist in Florida.
Here's Lauderdale Lakes. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, how are you?
Okay.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Uh-huh.
Black guy in Lauderdale Lakes, man. I like Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Dan Marino is the best
Well,
pocket
see, the black
quarterback.
guys that hate him like poison, they won't call because they're too embarrassed and humiliated, and I know they know that I'll rip them an ass. That's right. They're a bunch of pussies.
I like Dan Marino. I'm looking at my Sports Illustrated. It just came in. It's got Sweetness on the cover. I'm going to put Dan Marino right up there with Sweetness.
There you go.
He's right up there with Sweetness. He's the best quarterback ever to play the game. He's going to take us to the promised land, and we don't even deserve him.
Right,
we
that's
don't
for damn
deserve
sure.
Dan
That's right.
Marino. We don't. We treat him bad, and I've been there before. I've done it before. When he had a bad game, I said, "Oh man, we need a new quarterback." But I know better now. I grew up.
You better go kiss his ring. Have a great day, Pally.
Thank you.
All right. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay.
Haven't heard from you.
Yeah, that's that Andy in Hollywood, that idiot. Sure. It's got to be. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, you brought up tryptophan, right?
Yes.
That stuff was the greatest amino acid supplement. You would take it, it would be
Is it still illegal?
No, you can't get it, right? What happened was there's a bad batch.
Yeah, they had a contaminated batch, so they just made it illegal to buy in the U.S.
It's
altogether.
been illegal for about 10 years, and I'm telling you, it was the greatest thing. It would help with weight.
Yeah.
I'd take one of those, 500 milligrams before I went to sleep,
Mhm.
and I'd be out like a light and sleep, like wake up, relax.
I should have took one at 10 o'clock this morning.
I'm telling you, but I think you can get it from if you talk to your doctor with a prescription. And I'm telling you, you take 500.
I don't think you can get it at all. In Canada, you can get it by prescription. I don't think in the States you can get it at all.
Well, get some up there and bring back a load, man. I can use some of it.
I'll bring back a load, okay.
Oh, by the way, you can't. You know, you're not even in the yellow pages, WQAM.
Yeah. Well, we can't afford it.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, pal.
Look, I mean, we need tryptophan bad.
Thank you. We'll work on it. Thanks.
We need lots.
Okay, thank you. 567-0560, pound 560 on the old AT&T wireless line.